I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter. Thanks for the lights, Jay. Roger, Rose, and Call of Duty. I smell like onions, and you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on. And I'm glad you're that for me.
That's great. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Poindexter, you're getting all excited.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is not important because we're all here together, but my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Vet, and it's good to have you with me in the lounge tonight. It's kind of important if you want to know who you're listening to, I guess, but you're not just going to be listening to me. We'll be listening to others share their thoughts and their views tonight. But hey, yeah, this is the channel. This is what we do. It's going into Wednesday morning. And it is good to have you with me in the lounge tonight. So look, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you excited, if those things get your blood pumping, then hey, you found the right place. So please hit that subscribe button. It's really simple. It's really fast. We would just love to have you here and subscribed. We know that you have millions upon millions of choices as to who you are subscribed to. And it would really mean a lot to us if we would be one of them. So please hit that subscribe button and also tell somebody about the lounge. Give us a like before you leave this this video today, this live stream, or if you're watching on the on the back end when it's being reshowed. Where I always think it's funny because it's really just video on demand. I mean, after it's live, you're just watching whatever, so it's not being a reshow, it's not rebroadcast. But yeah, hey, do that, would you? And give us a like. Let YouTube know that you are enjoying this content. All right, so that we know that you're enjoying the content as well. Also, I do want to, as always, say thank you to all of our partners here at the channel, all those who have come together with us. Oh, you know what? I forgot to go get what our next I left it. Where did I leave them? Oh no, they're back here. They're back here. So thank you to all of those who are patrons of the channel. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. We appreciate all of you. And of course, all of the members of the channel. It's really simple. You become a patron for as little as $1. You become a member for as little as $2, and of course you get all kinds of cool fun stuff. We got a video of our Christmas up right now that you can view. It's like an hour and a half. It's a good sized video. So and thank you to everyone who gives super chats. You guys are awesome. You guys keep the lights on here. And of course everyone who has asked and reached out, how can we help the channel, how can we support the channel? There are ways you can do that. PayPal, Cash App, those links are in the description below. And if you want something back, a little something in return, then hey, you know what? Thank you for your donation, and check out our store where we've got lots of really cool, fun stuff in the store that you can pick from, that you can look through, that you can get on different various items, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, glasses, all that good stuff, tumblers, all that fun stuff. All right. And so we'd love to have Poindexter Lounge all over you. And if you do that, hey, send us a picture, right? Because we got lots of great friends who send us photos and stuff like that. And so it's always a pleasure. Right now, if you are a member or a patron, or you give a super chat of any kind, or you support the channel in any way, right now we do like to do these little giveaways, and it's not much. It's just a little something that we give back. Right now, it is the Thrawn trilogy. We'll be giving these away this week, right here on the channel. And so look, I know they're the paperbacks, but it's a great story. If you've never read it, it's an awesome story. It's a great introduction to a lot of what's going on, what will be going on in The Mandalorian. They're not going to do it word for word. They're not going to do it story for story exactly like this, but it'll help introduce you to some of the characters that are going to be coming here pretty shortly. People like Grand Admiral Thrawn. If you don't know a lot about Grand Admiral Thrawn, this is the EU version, but you're going to get a lot of this because this is going to be very similar to what they do here coming up. And so this is a nice little gift. RJ was so excited about it. He just asked for a copy of it. So there you go. And I'm going to hold on. So let me turn this off real quick, because I'm going to show you what's coming next. All right. So hold on. Let me go back here. You have to see me going away. Just picked up another little something for our next couple of giveaways, so that you guys can be aware of what's coming next. By the way, everybody who's got a giveaway coming, they've all been mailed. They're all on their way to you, and you'll be getting them soon. So I will say this. So the next giveaway will be this bad boy. We're talking a lot about Batman. We're talking about the new animated series. This is Batman, the complete animated series, all 108 episodes, and all the featurettes and all that good stuff. So that will be the next giveaway. Now, this is the DVD. This is not the Blu-ray. Okay. But it's a little something. It's still great. All those episodes right here in one place. There you go. That'll be that. And so check this out. The first part is just kind of fun, right? If you don't have them already, a lot of people already have these. We're giving away Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on DVD. I know it's DVD. It's not Blu-ray. Okay. Don't kill me about this, but we're also giving away the entire animated series of The Real Ghostbusters. So that right there is a nice little 2-pack that'll be coming to somebody. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, that'll be great. And so just a little way to give back. Like I said, a little something to show our appreciation to all of you, because we love you. All right. And so thank you guys so much for all that you mean. All right. Before we jump in and I bring some people in, I do want to say hi to people in the chat. Say hello to all 50 people watching right now. Great to have you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in nightly and supporting the channel. Can I just say, I never set out to just be like a YouTuber guy. And that reminds me, I'm going to try to start up the Twitter again here real quick. For some reason, the Twitter was having issues. Yeah, it's still having issues. For some reason, Twitter doesn't want to go live. Huh. That's weird. All right. Well, hopefully maybe we'll go back to that later. Look, I never set out to be a YouTuber, do that whole thing. But you guys have made this journey so much fun. And to know that there's 50 people that we start up, man, and within a few minutes, there's 50 people right away watching the channel. To some, they may say, 50 people, that's not many. But lately, we've been having 100, 120, 130 people watching. And guys, that just means the world to me. And just everybody who watches afterwards, I understand everybody can't watch the show live. We do overnight and it's hard to pick a time spot that works for everybody. And I get all that. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for your support of the lounge. Appreciate it. Also, I've been fighting a cold all week, so I apologize if I'm sniffling and all that jazz. No, it's not, that. It is, it's literally just like this allergy cold thing. It's when my eyes are red and stuff, but I'm breathing just fine. Just a little stuffed up. That's all. But other than that, I'm feeling great. Things are going good. Life is good, and we're making it. And so making our way the only way we know how. What's up, Dat Dude Vince says, hey, everybody. O is here. Says, hey, Enosh. Missed y'all. We always miss you, O. Anthony Beltray is here. Says, what's up, Enosh? The Batman being PG-13 is good. The Cape Crusader going to be good. And J.J. Abrams is trash. Anthony Grigsby, what's up? Says, good day, everyone. Good day to you, sir. Yes, you know what? So, Dat Dude Vince bought me a powdered toast, man, and I did get the I thought of you just the other day because I got the update from GameStop. Yes, the powdered toast man would be coming soon. So thank you, Dat Dude Vince. What's up, Todd Fair? Says, hail the MCU. Gonna talk a little bit about the MCU tonight. What's up, Keely Chow? Good to see you. Says, hey, everybody. Caleb is here. Good to see you, Caleb. Always good to see you. Andrew Casali is here. Says, what's up, Enosh? I'm surprised the Batman is PG-13. And again, the Dark Knight had dark and violent elements, and that's PG-13. Yeah, I don't know if I'm really surprised that that the Batman is PG-13. I mean, it looks very dark, looks very brooding, looks on the outside like it's going to be really eerie and crazy and weird. We'll see, right? We'll see what else transpires because I have a feeling like we're being told that it's going to be like this really creepy movie. It may still be. It may just have gotten the the hard PG-13 for whatever reason, but because it's Batman. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. What's up, you do suck? Says, here we go. Yes, here we go. What's up, Antonio? Good to see you, Antonio. The Dork Knight, always love the Dork Knight. He got some Poindexter Lounge merch for his little one, little Zach. Say hello to Zach for us and Mama, and sent us pictures of little Zach, his little baby, in his Poindexter Lounge onesie, and that was super cute. We appreciate that. He says, rest in peace, DCEU, proper Snyderverse, and hello, amalgam DCEU, Hamadaverse. We'll see. We'll see. Holding out hope for something better. What's up, Jenner Custom Toys, my friend Bruce? How you doing, my friend? How are you, sir? You know what? In fact, I don't know if you're around, bro, but once I get everybody in here, I'm gonna send you a link. If you're around. What's up, Laser Luke Gaming? What's up, Luke? Says, what's up, Enosh? And I know what's going to happen when everyone heard about the PG-13 news. I know they're going to start boycotting or something. And I'll say, does anyone watch the Dark Knight trilogy? Yeah. I saw some people today upset that it was PG-13. For some reason, they just had it set in their heart and mind that it was going to be an R-rated film. No. I don't see that really fitting with what they want to do right now, Paul Smith, what's up? Paul says, what's up, Enosh? Hope you and the fam are good. We are, sir. Thank you so much. Says, what's up, fellow lounge lizards? Yes, let's be respectful of each other's opinions and have another awesome show. Wasn't last night's fun show? I mean, we had this big debate and everything. I think we're going to do more nerd debates that way. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to take a minute. I need you to either tweet me, message me on social media, whatever, or send them to me. Send me, or you can email me at poindexterlounge@gmail.com. Really simple. Email me whatever debates that you would like to see done here in the lounge. All right. And even if we can't, we will try our best to find people on both sides of that. If we can't, you know what? We'll pick a side and we'll hotly debate that. Oh boy. You know when you got the sniffles and like you get that like overwhelming, like, that's what I just got. But yeah, last night was a fun show. Me and RJ had a really good time. RJ is supposedly playing Minecraft right now instead of coming in and talking about all these Batman related topics. Can you believe it? I can't believe it, folks. Give RJ a hard time. Hold on just a second. I gotta blow my nose. we now return. I just figured that you guys probably wouldn't want to see that. What's up, Hal Jordan says, yo, Enosh, hope you're having a good week. I am, Hal. Hope you're having a good week as well. Fear Jason is here, says, hello, everyone, and uses the awesome emoticons that he can use now because he is a member. Welcome, man. Fourth 1000 is here, says, rest in peace, WB DC Connected World. There's just some crazy things going on right now, aren't there? Aaron Pritchard is here. Hello, Aaron. Says, hello, Enosh. How are you? I'm good, sir. Krypton's Core is here. Says, hey, everyone. Music Man is here. Says, hello, everybody. Let's see. Philip Barker is in the chat. Says, ruh-roh. RJ's here. Says, what's going down, everyone? Why is everyone going all doom and gloom about DC tonight? LOL. What happened now? I don't think that anything happened, RJ. I think that people are just, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating for us DC fans that have lived through this, man. And and here's where I will remind some of my viewers and some of my panelists, because I have panelists that they see me as younger, okay? Because I am younger. Like I'm involved in much more younger things. I'm a big nerd, obviously. I'm very active still. I'm not some old, fuddy-duddy, whatever. But I'm 45, right? And so, like, I think my friend, my friend Dawson just turned 25 the other day. Happy birthday to Dawson, by the way. And I think about RJ is a young man or whatever. And you got to remember, like, some of us, it's not just that this is happening now, RJ. It's that some of us have lived through a lifetime of one disappointment after another having to defend DC and Warner Brothers to an extent. So this compounds it. Stuff like this compounds it, and it gets really, really frustrating now that we're seeing like them take a hard right turn. I mean, a hard right turn into a different place that we just do not want to follow, and we just completely disagree with. By the way, before we get into some of the topics tonight, one little Superman tidbit. Tonight was the season opener for Lois and Superman. I will give you my opinion about that as we go in. No spoilers, but I'll give you my opinion about it nonetheless. Yes. What's up, Film Goblin? Says Poindextrous Lounge. Poindextrous Lounge. Okay. Let's see here. We got Caleb in the house. Philip Barker says, you know what DC doesn't need, Caleb? Jeffrey Johns. I love it. I love you too, Film Goblin. Thank you so much. At least there's one Film Goblin out there that likes me. What's up? K Sasa says, well, the new Batman movie has been selling itself as a David Fincher wannabe flick. It has. And so, it looks very, very dark and gruesome. We'll see if it turns out to be just that dark and gruesome. But obviously they pulled back. They must have pulled back on it a little bit. Because I was really concerned that it was going to go way over the edge. I mean, I was thinking something looked more kind of like, like a horror flick, because they said it was going to be more like a horror flick. So we'll see where it actually goes. What's up, Josh? Order of Revan. Good to see you, Josh. By the way, Josh, I apologize to you publicly for not getting back with you this week. It's been a crazy week for me. But yes, I would love to appear on your show sometime. So send me a link and the date, and we'll make it happen. Okay. Yes, I know. None of it's a big deal. We're all good. What's up, Gavin C? Good to see you. Grand Admiral Thrawn is that guy. Yep, he sure is. Let's see who else is here. Big Dub Reactions is here. What's up, my friend? Good to see you, man. Let's see a couple more here, and then we'll get started. What's up, Draga? What's up? Whoops. Come on, go there. Draga 52 says, let's go. It ain't that kind of show. Just saying. Let's see here. Ryan, Team DC Cinematic Universe Cinematics says, hey, Enosh, I watched your stream yesterday and I was blown away because after you talk about the photo of Batman and Robin Wall, I agree everything you said. The problem with DC films, respect. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it, man. Just trying to make my point of view known. Doesn't mean that it's perfect. Doesn't mean that I'm always right or that I am better than anybody else. This is my opinion, you know, and I can state my opinion well sometimes, and sometimes people are going to appreciate it and sometimes people aren't, you know. But this is what I tell you: if you don't like my opinion, just stick around, because you know what, there'll be some time that you'll agree with something I say, hopefully, or you'll just really enjoy just disagreeing with me all the time, and you know, trying to see if you do agree with me on anything. But thank you, Ryan. I appreciate the support. What's up? Jalen says, yo, yo, yo. Slushy is here. Slushy, just when we needed you. Oh my gosh, when things get hot, we need a good slushy. He says, hello, good to see you. Let's see here. Oh, RJ, you totally lost, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, man, but in the words of Michael Keaton,
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
I mean, come on, dude. It wasn't a contest, man. It really wasn't. Let's see. Yes, Bruce was around not too long after I started the whole YouTube thing, and it has evolved. It really has, man. We have definitely evolved and pushed forward. JP Frazzler is here, says, hello, Enosh. Looking forward to a great show tonight. Thank you, man. I'm looking forward to a great show as well. Let's see. Cupcakes and Chloroform. Always love that name. Says, I missed it. I was working, but I will rewatch later. I hope you enjoy the show. Let me know what you thought too. Leave a comment on the actual video. All right. Toronto Freddy says the Dark Knight trilogy is PG-13. I'm not worried. And see, I think we're almost caught up. Here's Marcus Cruz. The same thing with Moon Knight. They're going to push the PG-13 limit. Yeah, well, you know, I think it's like anything. We're going to see that limit pushed more and more, right? Monkey Jeebus is here. Says DC is a multiverse now. Hopefully. That's what we're hoping for. Jose Aguirre is here. Says, what up, Enosh? What up, people? Hold up. There are some upset. Batman is PG-13. Yep, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, there are. There are definitely some that are upset with it. You know, they expected something, they wanted something, but I mean, that's just kind of par for the course these days. You know, fans get something in their head. That's all they're gonna do. You know, Hank Deasy says last night's show was awesome. Thanks, Hank. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the encouragement for sure. Let's see. And I think I always like to try to make sure, because I always like to go through first. And then if somebody joins later, well, T.W. McKay is, look at there. T.W. McKay is here. And I'm trying to find his first comment. Maybe I missed his first comment. I don't know. But just saying define. I love TW. What's up, TW? Rational Skeptic is here. Says they had to make Batman PG-13. Parents were complaining to WB for BVS being too dark for their kids to watch. I think it's going to be a lot darker than BVS, but we'll see. I mean, but look, they made Lego sets for this film for Batman. It couldn't be too bad, right? I mean, they couldn't be too dark. They actually made kid Lego sets, not adult Lego sets. DC Talk with Extended is here. What's up, my friend? DC Talk with Extended. Good to see you, man. Venomous Prime is here. Says, what's up, Enosh? Good to see you, man. Yeah, good to see so many people here in the chat. All right, so we got through that. Oh, hold on a second. I missed one. What's up, Ali? Good to see you. Says, what's up, Enosh? And then, oh my goodness, Step with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Says, riddle me this, Bat Nosh. What can you catch but not throw? A cold. A cold. Am I right? Let me know. Let me know. But thank you for the 1999 super chat. And you were the first tonight. So let's see. I got to give you a nice little drop. And let's see. I think I'm going to give you. Yes, I'm going to give you the shredder drop. The shredder drop, because there's always a bigger shredder.
Moral of the story: there's always a bigger shredder.
So thanks, man. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. TX Voodoo says last night was a nice debate. Titan against Titan. Nice. Yeah, it's always good to have RJ on here. We always have a good time for sure. Mask of Shy is here. Good to see you, Mask of Shy. Vikram is here. Good to see you, Vikram. Always good to see you guys. You guys are awesome. And Steph says I am right. Ooh, riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big bad bat? Katsuka is here. Good to see you, Katsuka. All right, we're going to jump in. Patrick is here. Every time I start to say we're going to jump in, somebody else pops in. And so technically you could throw a cold with your mouth. That's true. They just don't call it that. All right. that being said, we're gonna go ahead and bring some friends in, and then we're gonna talk about some stuff. I got some fun stuff to show you guys, and then we'll get into our topics of the night. We got some great topics for the show tonight. So glad that you dropped by. It's always good to see you guys drop by the lounge. So just lounge out a little bit, chill a little bit with us. And tonight we're going to be talking about, obviously, The Batman got officially rated PG-13. Ben Affleck had some things to talk about the future of cinema in general and what he thinks it's going to look like. And Todd Fair may be happy with it. I don't know, because he talked about the MCU. And then, of course, the Caped Crusader show got some updates today. So we'll be talking about that. But first in the lounge tonight, he's become a regular around here lately. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Krypton's Core. What's going on, Krypton's Core? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing really good. Glad to have you here tonight.
Great. One thing I want to say, wow, with Superman and Lois. I'm going to just say wow.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, really interesting.
It's really interesting. I will just say this. Well, let's bring everybody in, and then we'll
sure.
We'll get going. All right. What's up, Axel? Good to see you, Axel. Our newest friend. What's going on, man?
Oh, hey.
Surprised you. Bam.
Yeah, I was just like getting a drink of water, and then I hear my name. I'm like, wait, who's here? And I'm like, oh shit, the stream's on.
There you go. You're in there. And then also in here, he's become a regular around here lately, and I love his takes on stuff, man. I'll tell you what, I'd been on a couple of streams with him, honestly, and got to meet him and everything, but it's been really cool getting to know him lately because I do love his takes on stuff, and I love the way he just tells it the way it is. Ladies and gentlemen, he's he may have a riddle for us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil. What's going on, Phil?
I've been trying to reach you.
Any specific reason, Phil?
What's black and blue and dead all over?
The extended warranty on my car? I just want to hear him say that in the movie. I've been trying to reach you about the extended warranty on your vehicle.
Oh, man. I'm so jazzed for that movie. No joke, no lie.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Looks incredible.
So have you? It does. Have you guys watched Superman and Lois tonight?
No.
Okay. So I will say this. So I've been watching the show. Look, you know what? I'm not going to do any spoilers. We're not going to spend a long time on this tonight. I just want to kind of state my thoughts on it. I like the show. I really like the show. It's fine for what it is and for the Superman it's telling. I will say this: his beard. Usually, I like bearded Superman, but for some reason, I don't like scruff 5 o'clock shadow Superman as much that they've been like pushing over and over again with him. So
I think it's Italian.
It's just I don't know.
I think he's Italian, so anytime he shaves, like in 5 minutes, it's already showing, dude.
I'm not at all trying to break your heart, but I have no interest in watching season 2. So
yeah, no, you know what? I honestly, I think I see maybe where they might be going with it, which would be interesting if they do go where I think they're going, because they've already got some of the characters from that story in there. I don't know. We'll see. Which if they do it, everybody's just going to gripe and complain again about the death of Superman, but we'll see. But also, like, they're heavily going, and this isn't spoiler.
You just spoiled it, dude.
They really going down that route? Does it look like they're going down that route?
Yeah, dude.
There's components of it, and I'll be honest with you. And I mean, they already got John Henry Irons. They've already got like
Superboy.
They introduced the Eradicator last season.
They have Superboy.
They've kind of got a Superboy already. They got these components of it. I'll just say this: the acting is not that great on the show.
No,
it's better than some of the CW stuff. But can I just say
that bar's low?
For God's sake, just get the man a new uniform.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Yeah, they're changing. They're gonna change it. They're gonna change it.
Oh dear God!
Is it still like so patty? Like
yes, it's all bunched up. Tonight
Yeah.
they showed him. He flies out. Into the middle of the ocean. And this is not a spoiler. It doesn't have anything to do with the show. But he flies out to save a submarine. And I will say this: so this is just a setup for what the season's about for those.
Because Aquaman's not there.
No, because Aquaman's not there. No. But it's a North Korean sub.
Okay, fair.
Okay, it's a North Korean sub, which is important because apparently the U.S. government is just pissed off at Superman. Okay, they're just pissed off at Superman because Superman's not playing ball with them and not doing what they want, and he's not an American anymore. He's for the world, and okay, whatever. You want to make your political statement, make your political statement. Do whatever you want to do, and I don't really have a problem with Superman being a world hero. I think that people make too big of a deal about the truth, justice, and American way line that they want to make it out to be a political statement when I don't believe that it was ever a political statement to begin with. It may sound like one in our current vernacular, but it's not. It's more.
It was never intended to be, but now in our
it has that connotation.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with them moving even past it. But like he saves this sub and he gives the sub back to North Korea. It's a nuclear sub. so America is pissed off because like you couldn't just drop it off on
US soil.
US soil.
Or just take it into the moon.
Because it's
Or,
yeah,
put it
sure,
in
let's
space
start a
or whatever.
world war. Good idea, U.S. General.
Right. And it's not General Lane anymore. That's the problem. Is he's not dealing with General Lane anymore. So now you got this new guy Anderson who's just kind of just pissed off at him and is mad at him. Yeah, and wants him.
A fun fact. He played his uncle in Teen Wolf.
Oh,
did he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't watch Teen Wolf. I didn't watch
I
Teen Wolf.
stopped watching Superman and Lois. I think about the 11th or 12th episode, whichever episode they like. Not too long after they revealed like he was his brother or whatever. I was kind of
that was bad too. But so Superman decides he's not going to get into like any of that stuff, and I'm fine with all that. I get all that. The problem is that while he flies out over the ocean, it's raining, and it stops on him, and like his costume is the most bunchiest costume ever. And I figured out what it looks like tonight. He looks like he's wearing a Superman sweater. That's what it looks like. It does not look like a breathable.
It's got like a muscles. It looks like a muscle suit,
but it's got the texture and the bunchiness of a sweater. That's what it is. It looked like a sweater tonight, and I was just like, "Come on, guys! For God's sake, stop this nonsense."
This is gonna sound kind of.
I mean, the effects. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say real quick that like I feel like that suit and even maybe Brandon Routh's Kingdom Come suit almost feel like some of the leftover material from like Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. Kind of maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Why would they make the Kingdom Come suit and barely use it? That's just so stupid.
Well, the Kingdom Come suit looks so good, like on Brandon Routh. I don't know
he's
how
big.
But even the material is better. Like the material that they use. So I would just say this. Also, like I don't like when they make Lois just pissed off at Clark. Lois is going, Lois should always give Clark a hard time. I'm totally down with that. But like, and I get it that it's supposed to show this different side of them, and they're going through life and they got kids, and I understand it. But like Lois gets really pissed off at Clark because he goes off and like does some major thing like that, like saving a nuclear sub from being destroyed and these North Koreans from dying. And she's mad at him because he left his teenage son alone at the farm with his girlfriend. And when Lois walks in on her 15-year-old with his shirt off, making out with his girlfriend in bed, Lois kind of takes it out on Clark. Like, why did you leave your son here? Like, I'm sorry.
I'm saving the world.
But I was kind of saving a nuclear sub.
But it's a different dichotomy because they have kids, so she understands, but it's like they have kids, so he's responsible for leaving them alone.
As a Superman fan, I'm really trying not to be too hard on the show. But I do expect a little bit more out of the show. The good stuff, I think that they do some really good stuff on the show. I'm just going to say that. I think they do some really good stuff on the show. Because I don't want to become what RJ has told me that I'm becoming. That I'm just becoming the old man who hates all things DC all of a sudden because it's not my DC. That's not what I want to be. Okay? From my heart, I do not want to be that.
I genuinely think like it has a great cast. Like I think it's got a really solid cast. It's it's just a lot of the material that they're handed isn't.
Well, I mean, it's a different story, and the thing is that this is the whole thing that I feel. It's like we've seen. This is why I love the show so much because we've seen every iteration of Superman. Different, people like him, like Cavill. He's my favorite Superman all time. But I have Reeves. I have the cheery you know, and they were talking about that the debate yesterday when you guys were talking about that. You know, and that's the fact. It's a different Superman, a different situation, a different story. I didn't mind that the Eradicator was his brother, because it wasn't really. I mean, if you know Kryptonian, you know how Kryptonians generated before, you know, so it's like, okay, because he's related to Laura. I didn't mind that stuff. I don't mind anything. I think this episode was amazing. Of course, it's a drama, you know, it's a drama.
Yeah,
so
and
fill it,
like,
you know,
yeah.
but the Superman portion of it, like when he froze the water, the what is that water tower?
Yeah,
That looks amazing. The special
well,
effects. I mean, they're
here's
just
the other
amazing.
thing too. He lifts the sub by the middle of it. And at least Superman Returns, with all the problems that happen with Superman Returns, I love the fact that at least they showed that you can't just stop an airplane just because you're Superman. There's still a thing called physics, right? That it's like you would have to slowly slow down the plane. You know, if you do that, you're just going to go right straight through it. You know what I mean? Like, and that was a problem I had with Justice League, when like he literally lifts the
that made no sense.
Yeah, the wall or whatever it is, the
building,
and flies it across. Like, and
why
it
were there
doesn't
even
work
people
that way.
living there? Like,
Yeah, things
first
just
place?
don't work that way in real life. So when he lifts the sub out of the water, it's like I told Tiffany. First of all, two things. First of all, if you bring a sub to the surface like that, because you see them, it's like you see the feet on this little digital thing just like going up and up and up and up and up like really quick. All those people are going to end up in a decompression chamber, like with serious issues with the bends. Okay.
Yeah, but who cares?
Serious
They're North Koreans. Who cares? I'm just
yeah, right. I know. Okay, but serious issues. And then though that he sets it down, like he flies it out of the water. I said, well, you know, maybe like, you know, fly it up to the water and, you know, move it along the surface. But no. And yes, okay. So Monkey Jeeva says it's just going to get worse. Okay, Sasha. Yes, I know. You know what? And here's the thing. I just wish that they would explain it that way, because right now they don't explain it that way, and that hasn't. Look, I love John Byrne, and I love his interpretation of Superman. And I've given away John Byrne's Man of Steel run several times here on the channel. I think I have another one to give away as well, because I believe in that so much, because that was what like spawned the Superman that I read. You know, where Clark was the real guy. It had more of a realistic approach. I love that. That's what I saw in watching Man of Steel, the movie. To me, yes. And you're saying that it's tactile telekinesis, and that's fine. But nobody knows that watching it this way. And I don't know that they're even explaining it that way. They're just basically showing him do stuff, you know? And so I don't know. Anyways, like I said, don't want to be too hard on it, but it is what it is. I give this episode, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was a great episode. I'll give this episode a 6.5 out of 10. They got to change that costume. I am not going to be able to get past it. I'm not going to be able to get past the costume. And they just got to like stop making everybody just like gripey all the time and mad all the time. And they've got this whole other, you know, it's just mopey.
Yeah,
it's just mopey.
I didn't give it I didn't give it a 10 out of 10. I give it like a 8.5 out of 10. In my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Not a 10, you know.
Yeah. No, this doesn't deserve a 10. I'm just saying it does not deserve a 10 in any way, for sure. All right. That being said, I do have a couple things to show and to share before we get started here. But so I had a fun day today. I was out doing some stuff, having some fun, and people sent me some things. By the way, you can always email me. You can always email me at poindexterlounge@gmail.com. You can send stuff to me via Twitter, either my personal Twitter at Enashvet, or you can send it via Poindexter Lounge. Find the Poindexter Lounge. That's the easiest one. You know, and send me pictures, memes, and things like that. Also, you know what? While we're here, you know what? I will just hold on a second. I'm going to send you guys the. I'm going to put this. Yeah. If you want, what's a lot of fun is join our Discord, because our Discord has all kinds of areas where you guys can upload fun stuff. One of my favorite places is the meme section, where you guys can upload memes there, and if you do artwork, you can upload your artwork there. You can you can talk about Star Wars, Star Trek. You can talk about just sci-fi in general. You can talk about Marvel. Yes, we have a Marvel section, DC section, even still a Zack Snyder's Justice League section, because you know what, there's some of us who still like it. And there's a section really for anybody and everything. I mean, so have some fun, go crazy. and share that with you, because I think I'm going to start showing some stuff like this. But yeah, so I thought this one was kind of funny. Somebody sent this to me, and you know, Batman, he's a hero. You know, this is moments before the mural.
It's his reward.
It's his reward. Yes, Catwoman. You know, getting ready. You know, purring a little bit, and you know, it is what it is. So somebody said that to me. Then also, I went to one of my local comic book shops today, and I found some stuff. And first of all, here we go. Oops. Come on. Well, no, second before that, actually, I don't know if did you guys see the Peacemaker Twitter site today and what they're doing over there? So
no.
Okay.
No.
So Peacemaker. No. So Peacemaker, right? Because it's not just like, you know, some intern that, you know, works there. It's actually Peacemaker, right? He put a thing out to use the hashtag Arbiter of Peace and tag DC Peacemaker with a problem that you have with somebody else. So like if you have an issue with somebody or whatever, he's here to make peace, right? And to bring about peace in some way for you. So he will select randomly some people who, you know, have issues with other people. And supposedly he's going to bring peace to it, right? So, oh, Wonder Meg, you know what? I'm going to come to your job this week. I'm going to message you. I'm going to find out when you're working, and I'm going to come to your job, and I'm going to take a little video with you. And Wonder Meg and I have been talking about working on a show here for a while. And actually, I need to talk to you about that. But you know, I went to a local place. I was looking for something because Tiffany's birthday is coming up here in a couple months, in like a couple of weeks. Landon's birthday is tomorrow. My son turns 17 tomorrow.
Oh, shnikes.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll tell you this, Wonder Meg. I'll tell you this, Meg. It wasn't actually just a comic book store. It's a place that actually just has comics too. So, you know, it's got other stuff. But I had to laugh, and you'll see why here in just a minute, though, Meg. But so first of all, our good friend Joe, who does not like our my love for Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is fine. You know, he likes what he likes, and I like what I like, and everybody's good. Everybody's just fine. He decided to send this to Mr. Peacemaker to try to get some resolution. He said, "Hey, Peacemaker, can you settle this? I'm super excited for the Flash movie and the return of Michael Keaton, but my friend Poindexter Lounge doesn't agree with me." First of all, Joe is a dirty liar. Just saying, because I am excited for the Flash movie, and I am excited. I am excited for Michael Keaton coming back. As I said last night, I just don't trust that they're going to do the right thing. And I just don't want Michael Keaton to be like the main continuity Batman. I just don't think that makes any sense. It's 70 years old. I'm super excited. I went to Meg's comic book shop and I started reading Batman 89 and Superman 78 by getting them at her store. So there you go. See, it all goes back. It's all connected. So he didn't think that I would answer it. He told me later that I ruined it, so I ended up deleting my tweet. He says Poindexter Lounge doesn't agree with me. Who's right? Arbiter of Peace. To which I said, "Dear Mr. DC Peacemaker, hashtag Arbiter of Peace. It is much more involved than that. I love Michael Keaton, but believe Warner Brothers will drop the ball like they've done so many times before. My friend Megapodtastic, Megapodtastic just likes everything. He is their perfect shill. Please, please. Let me remove this so I can read it. Come on, there we go. I love StreamYard. Okay, please." Solve this. And Joe said, now he's not going to read it. Now he's not going to, answer it. I said, dude, the minute that you brought up the Flash movie and Michael Keaton, he wasn't going to read it. They weren't going to acknowledge this because they don't want to be anywhere close to this situation. But I ended up deleting it so that, he would have a chance, but there's no chance in hell that he's going to, he's going to answer that. But yeah, it's much more involved. And yes, Joe is a shill for everything. Him and RJ. I'll just say it. I'll just put it out there. They just like everything. I'm trying, by the way, to lure RJ in from playing his little Minecraft games. He says, "Why are you spewing conspiracy theories that WB mandated it?" LOL. I get the mistrust, but Reeves was given creative control. Who you talking to somebody else? This was a part of the contract negotiations. I mean, come on. I don't think you're talking to me, but okay.
I think he's probably talking to somebody in the chat. I don't.
Yeah, it sounded like that. Yeah. All right, but yeah. So
yeah, I didn't see this because I'm not exactly following that page.
Neither am I. I didn't see it. Mega. Well, he put it. Joe put it in our private thread.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He put it in. That's the only reason I saw it, because I would have never known that Peacemaker.
That account is just so unfunny. Like, holy crap! Whenever it posts, it tries so hard to be funny. So I just send a video that's 40 minutes long, and it says how to be funny. It does that.
Well, did that show come out today or is it tomorrow?
No, it's on Friday. It's Friday.
Oh, is it Friday? Okay.
No, it's the 13th. So
Yeah,
it's going to be 2 days from now.
Okay.
I know, but I'm not doing that day.
Thursday, I think.
Well, yeah, Thursday going into Friday. I think it's Thursday. At 3 o'clock. So Friday at 3 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. Well,
HBO Max releases on Fridays, I think. No. They release on Thursdays. I forgot. Yeah, Thursday. Sorry.
Well, either way, look, we can always hope and pray that something goes crazy and it's good. I'm not one
season.
I'm not one to hate on it. I'll just be honest with you. He just gets on my nerves, and so we will. We'll see how it goes. And I'll report back. I am going to watch it. So I will watch it, and then we will see if it's any good. And if it is, look, I'll give it a fair shot, and I'll say, yep, it was good. If it's okay, I'll say it's just okay. If it's awful, I will absolutely say that it's awful, because I believe in telling the truth.
Enosh, I used to spend a lot of time needlessly and unnecessarily clowning Thor Ragnarok and Taika Waititi. And in that, I learned it's just a waste of energy. So if you honestly feel like something is just not for you, and to Enosh's point, and even mine, to even more kind of just drive this home, when it comes to the character of Peacemaker, I just can't. I can't. I just don't. Nothing he does is, I think, entertaining in any way, shape, or form. I'm still baffled at the idea that it even got a series to begin with. And
I am too.
I'm just kind of over it. Like, of the things that you spin off, I'm excited to see the Batman get all kind of spun off and have those other shows like the GCPD and the Penguin. That's cool. Like, I'm totally cool with that, but I'm obviously pretty biased. Black Adam, there's another good opportunity there to have some characters kind of spin off and set something else up down the line on HBO Max, maybe. I don't know, but Peacemaker, dude, I just can't. I just can't, dude.
I'm gonna bring Phil up here next to me since we can see him on screen. Mega Podtastic is here tonight. He says third guy is wrong. Okay. Okay. He says, Peacemaker is going to be awesome.
In your opinion.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. I think I understand it now. Hold on a second. I think dang it, I had it up here, and then I totally lost it again. I have too many drops now. I feel like I have so many drops now. Oh, here it is.
That is a joke. I get it. It is not funny, but I get it.
Love you, Joe.
Here's a trick my nana taught me.
Exactly. What's up, Jalen Mayhew? What's up, Jalen? With a $2 super chat says, why didn't we just get Bloodsport instead? Well,
Idris Elba was like, no.
Oh, I don't want to do a fucking show.
Probably. Well, there's supposedly going to be another DC show that he's working on. So the gun is working on. So we shall see. But speaking of Bloodsport, whoops. I didn't mean to go there. But speaking of Bloodsport, I have this to show. I was at the comic book store, came across this. This reminded me of the
other Bloodsport.
Yeah, this reminded me of the day that it was during the first Fandom. and Zeverfet was having a show, and I didn't have all my stuff set up, so I couldn't be on the show. He had sent me the link, but I couldn't be on the show because all my stuff was in the other room, and it wasn't set up. And I was going to do this show that night because we were doing the whole day's worth of programming that everybody was doing a show that would go off to somebody else's show, and it was funny because all of a sudden Fatal J started talking about Bloodsport because that was the day that they announced that it was going to be Bloodsport. He's like, Bloodsport? Nobody knows nothing about Bloodsport. Nobody cares about Bloodsport and stuff. And I'm like in the chat going, dude, like Bloodsport is a legit Superman villain. Like he shot Superman. And this is before all the controversy of this last year. And
Right.
so he's like going about Bloodsport. And so like he was teasing me in the chat and he goes, Enosh, he says, you ain't know nothing about no Bloodsport. He says, you ain't got no Bloodsport comics and stuff, dude. I'm like, dude, I got several Bloodsport comics. And he's like, no, you don't. And I said, you know what? I said, I can go get them right now. And he says, Enosh, if you come in here with a Bloodsport comic, he says, I will crown you king of the internet. So I went to one of my long boxes. I got 2 Bloodsport comics out and I showed up. I didn't say a word. I just showed up with this was one of them. And then I had a couple more and Fatal said, blow me up. And so Ryan put him up and he's just like, Enosh is king of the internet. So I know a thing or two about Bloodsport. He's a legit Superman villain. So, he just is what he is, but I don't know.
Left him in the ICU.
Yeah, left him in the ICU. I mean, it happened in the comics. So
people got really mad at that.
Yeah. And this is what I was joking with RJ that if DC keeps going the way that it's going, this is going to be Enosh. Like, nope. Can I just do this to the Lois and Clark or the Lois and Superman suit? Just burn it. Just burn it. Okay. Right. But what I did want to say is like before we jump into our stuff tonight. Yes. So everybody keeps talking about. I see all these people complaining about Batman v Superman, right? And they're all upset. They're like, I wanted to go back into the world's finest thing where they fight side by side and they're friends all the time and they work together and blah blah blah. And I didn't want to see them fight like in BVS. It just sucks, man. They're supposed to be friends. They're Batman and Superman. Remember World's Finest? Let me take you down a little history. I went to this store today that had some comics, and I just looked up. They had some World's Finest like on the rack, and I was just like, "Huh, this is interesting." So here we have Batman and Superman in a World's Finest. That cost 15 cents back in the day, and they're very proud, very happy friends here, as you can see. The Bat Witch must burn. Superman is reading some proclamation of his friendship to Batman. It looks like let's see what he says here. He says, Batman, you have been found guilty of witchcraft. I sentence you to be burned at the stake. And then Batman,
you know how to kill a witch?
Yeah,
death by fire.
Yeah, well, and Batman's looking a little perturbed. Batman's yelling at something. He says, you know I'm innocent, Superman. Why are you framing me?
Wow. That's my Superman.
This must be a mistake, right? I mean, Superman wouldn't, just kill Batman in cold blood. Not cold blood, I guess it would be by fire. But okay, well let's see another one. Let's see this has got to be some kind of mistake. World's Finest. Also, I think this one was like 22 cents. Maybe we went up a little bit. But this is come on, Superman. I'm betting on you to finish him. Looks like he's fighting. It was nice that they got shields with their emblems on them. It says, come on, Batman. You can beat Superman now that he's lost his powers. Defeat him and I win. Galactic Gamblers. So here we got Batman and Superman fighting with axes. Powerless Superman. Axes and shields. Well, that's got to be a mistake. Right? I mean, they would never do that. Okay, so, well, let's see here. 12 cents. This goes back a little further. Here is Superman playing around. They're roughhousing in the backyard. Superman is showing off his strength, how he can lift Batman. Wait, hold on. No, he's yelling something here. They're on top of a unfinished building. There's a crane down there. Batman says, I'm about to commit my first crime. And you, Batman, are about to be the victim, featuring the imaginary epic they dared us to print. Superman's perfect crime. That's got to be a mistake too, right? I mean, Phil, you're a big Batman fan, right? I mean, like Superman would never do that, right?
I mean, as far as I know, Superman's a great character. He would never do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like this has got to be a mistake. I mean, we've never seen Superman kill or do anything like that. Well, okay. World's finest hero. These 4 heroes will destroy themselves fighting over me. Who am I? I don't know who it is, but that seems to be Batman and Superman and Batgirl and Supergirl.
Obviously, Miss Tessmacher.
Yeah, they're gonna destroy themselves over this person. Wow, geez. Okay. There's Bloodsport, and oh well, this one's got to be something. All right, this must be. They're at a business meeting. They're having some fun. They're planning their merch for World's Finest, right? Like Friends Forever, right? It's got to be. See, surprise, Superman. We knew you were coming here in disguise, so we got you a gift. Oh well, that's sweet. Look at that. That's nice, Batman. They knew the Superman was coming in disguise. They got us. They got the word out. They were going to give him a gift. That's what. A kryptonite funeral wreath.
That's cold.
Wow. From the Mafia. It says, rest in peace from the Mafia.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Superman's like, Batman! Batman! Then you're the secret leader of the Mafia. Explosive inside the Mafia gang. I like this dude here with the white hair. Like he's just kind of sitting. He's not even looking at Superman or Batman. He's just kind of looking over here like, gosh, I wonder how much we spent on that wreath.
They're not friends. They're co-workers.
They're co-workers there.
Known associates.
We got you a gift. We got you a kryptonite funeral. If he's dead, why do you need a kryptonite wreath? If he's already dead. And, okay. Yeah. All right. So even Ben Affleck's like, what the? They think I'm bad. Jeez. I don't know. It looks like he's eating some cereal or something. And then tosses something away. All right. So those are just some fun things that I came across today because, yes, we know that Batman and Superman would never fight in real life. They're good, wholesome friends.
They're not allowed to have feelings. They're just meant to be good.
No. So anyways, that's some stuff that I came across today. I thought was funny. I thought that you would all enjoy. If you have something fun, send it to me. Send it to me at poindexterlounge@gmail.com. Or of course, like I said, you can send it to me, on Twitter or whatever. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is Caped Crusader, the show. Are you guys looking forward to Caped Crusader?
I am.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's Matt Reeves, Bruce Timm, and some other guy. Don't know. But
Ed
yeah,
Brubaker. Put some respect on that name, child.
What? No, I was talking about J.J. Abrams.
I wasn't referring to him. I was talking about Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but still, like, yeah, I'm excited for the show. I haven't seen too much, so I'm not like super hyped. But yeah, this could be really interesting.
I think it looks good. I like the idea behind it. I'm trying to find the here it is. I was trying to find it because I thought that I had sent the update to myself, but I didn't. So I just wanted to send this over so we can take a look at what has been updated. I'm much more interested in this than whatever it is that they're going to do with this Superman thing. The Superman one looks
aimed at a very specific audience.
Yeah, RJ seems to really be excited about.
Because I think the dude who's in The Boys, Jack Quaid, I think he's voicing Superman in that. Project.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. Maybe him as Flash, but no, I don't picture him as it. I can't hear him. No. It's not.
What are you gonna do? I mean, it's there, so I mean that's who's doing it. So let me add this here because we did get this update to the show, and I think the show looks great. I like the design look for
Very old, classy looking.
Yeah, it's very Batman Strange Days. If you guys have ever seen that short from Bruce Timm. from the 75th anniversary of Batman. It's a lot like that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think the whole look of the show is probably going to be maybe inspired by that short. But I don't know. You know, that short is.
I wouldn't mind if it was black and white.
Just a couple years, 5-6 years ago. So, oh wait, no.
Yeah, it was in 2014, I think it was.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was that far back. So it's been almost. Wow. I guess he is coming up in 85, isn't he? Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's what's new for Batman the Cape Crusader. Here's what we know. All right. Here's everything we know, and then some new things as well. So Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams are producing it still. The showrunner is Bruce Timm, Batman the Animated Series, and co-creator. So that right there, I'll be honest with you, is what gives me a lot of peace with it. Like Matt Reeves, I'm good with Matt Reeves and everything. JJ,
you know, I feel like JJ's just got his name attached to this just to have it attached to this, like he's got a lot of other EP projects. Because you've got Ed Brubaker here as the head writer. Good luck being JJ getting something past him.
Yeah,
because Brubaker's worked on a lot of Batman stuff from what I recall. Him and Greg Rucka did Gotham Central, and that's just absolutely spectacular. But he's also done some Batman stuff on his own in his own right too, and it's pretty well regarded. So I'm, if anything, like, you know, Bruce Timm, I adore everything that he's done. For the most part, that there have been some very questionable decisions in the latter part of the catalog. Batman and Harley Quinn, Killing Joke, just to name a few. But again, you know, the fact that Ed Brubaker is heading this writer's room, like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. Not at all.
Yep. And so like Phil just said, the head writer is Ed Brubaker. The Winter Soldier, co-creator. The voice cast is to be determines to be announced. Who do you think? Do you think that they'll bring back what's his name to voice Batman? Conroy.
Maybe.
It's possible.
What was the last thing he did as Batman?
Well, he was in the crossover event for
if Crisis on Infinite Earths. There we go.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think that is the last thing that he's done.
I think on a voice role, I want to say might have been maybe Arkham Knight. There might have been something after. Oh wait, no, Killing Joke was after Arkham Knight.
The Fatal 5 one.
Oh yeah, Fatal 5. Yeah, that too. That was like 2019.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So well, the showrunner is Bruce Timm, not Kevin. Oh, I think you meant you were trying to write Kevin Conroy. Okay, I get it. Since Bruce Timm is the showrunner, Kevin Conroy is going to voice Batman. He always brings back Kevin Conroy. I mean, very much
not
could
always.
be.
Not always. Like he did. Like
you're good, man.
Like Bruce Timm did produce like the Gotham by Gaslight film, which Conroy wasn't a part of. It was
Bruce Greenwood.
Yeah, I think he's a good Batman.
No, Jared, this is always going to be an animated series. It's a new animated series.
10 episodes.
Yep.
That much is confirmed.
Yep. And so they said that it was going to feel. Don't know, but they said it was going to very much feel like the animated series, but like they'd taken it to the animated series to the next level, and that it was more adult, in nature. And that's what it says here. It's noir reimaging of Batman's origins and psychology. So
that is a little reminiscent of what Reeves is doing with the Batman.
Yep.
That's what it feels like to me. I feel like if Pattinson's Batman is allegedly going to voice over some part of the Batman, I feel like that's very possible with this version as well. Honestly, I think since Matt Reeves is attached, you could probably get Kevin Conroy or Robert Pattinson to voice the role, but that's, up to either one.
I think if they do Robert Pattinson, though, then people are going to think that it's directly connected.
Yeah, that's true too. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So so originally they were talking like it was a prequel to the animated series, but I don't know that it is necessarily a prequel to the animated series now. It sounds like it's going to be its own thing now. The more it's gotten into it, I think that they just kind of latched onto it. You know, when they first announced these things, it's like they try to latch onto something to bring up the confidence, and they all know that look, everybody loves the animated series, right? So everybody loves the animated series. So man, you start telling people, hey, it's gonna be like the animated series, you're gonna get those kind of reactions, right? I mean, I remember the day that it was announced, everybody was freaking out saying, oh my gosh, it's a continuation of the animated series or a prequel to the animated series. It's gonna be awesome. The more we get into it, it's kind of its own thing with some of the same people. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, you know, they kind of latched onto that, you know.
I look at it as more of like a spiritual successor type of kind
Yeah.
of thing. That's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, you could bring back, you know, Kevin Conroy, sure, but I want to say I think Mark Hamill's probably done as the Joker. I don't think he's done anything past the Killing Joke. I think that was his true final last hurrah as the character. Catwoman and Penguin, they've had countless voice actors and actresses over the years, so that's almost interchangeable.
There's not really like one famous one. So.
The one wild card I'd be curious to see make an appearance would be Harley Quinn. I'd be very curious to see how dialed back they would do a look, because this looks like, you know, based on just that little piece of imagery there, it might take place in a very timeless time, just like the animated series did, but maybe even just like even older. So what would a Harley Quinn look like, you know, prior to it, you know, what we saw in the animated series? I wonder what that kind of revision looks like. And I don't think that they're just going to leave it at Joker, Catwoman, and Penguin. I think we could see maybe a Riddler. Two-Face, that's a possibility. I don't know. I feel like they might do what, considering it's Bruce Timm, you know, he probably would like to maybe do another take at Harvey Dent. I don't know. But it's very interesting. I'd love to see them do Mr. Freeze, but it just really sucks that Michael Ansara is no longer here.
Yeah. So it also says that not only is it a reimaging, but it's also more adult content and violence than Batman the Animated Series.
Interesting.
There's actually this thing on YouTube. It's called the channel's name is the Bat Feed. Have any of you guys heard of it?
The Bat Feed?
Yeah.
No.
He does really interesting stories, like fan-made stories. It's like of Batman if he was around in 1919 to 1939. Like they're like little documentaries, but fan-made documentaries, which are really, really cool. It's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. Holy crap. Like there's a lot of work and effort into that.
I like this, you know, although I will say this, and I hate to bring it like back to stuff, right? But you know, we all know the stuff that we love, and we all know how things have been critically panned. Zack Snyder's Justice League, and not just Justice League, but Zack Snyder's you know, vision has been critically panned by people because it was too dark, right? And now we're getting the Batman, which seems much darker than Batman v Superman, at least to me, anyways.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Yeah, and then you know, and then it's like it's too adult oriented. You know, like we want, you know, it's almost like they wanted, you know, people have acted like they wanted this, you know, return to the 80s or something, return to Super Friends or something.
Yeah,
and you know, which look, Super Friends has a place in my heart, always will, always has. No, RJ, it doesn't, but I do have to. Don't you think it's? I mean, I think it's absolutely part of the progression of Batman, and not just Batman, but these stories in general. That it's interesting to see how it's really not about these things. People have literally just been griping about these things because I see now there's people praising the fact that it's more adult content and violence, and that the Batman is darker.
Seriously,
you know,
why do people like to hate on Zack? What did he do? He must have fucked someone's wife. Seriously. He must have. He must have. Holy crap.
Paul, before you go there, though, and say that's not why people didn't like Batman BVS, dude, I have personal people in my life who complain about this.
Yes,
I have had this conversation with too many people. This may not be a conversation that you've had, and I understand, dude. And
literally had this conversation today at work about Batman versus Superman.
it is something that I like when I see Paul, when I see you or others like say that's not why people didn't like BVS. Look, I'll respect it all day long, but I'm just being honest with you. The reason why I keep talking about it is because it keeps coming up to me and has continued. I've shared the story. I literally lost a friend over BVS before BVS came out. So it's not because Enosh had an opinion or whatever, or, or about it or anything like that. It was literally this guy was refusing to go see Batman v Superman because he was a Batman fan. And I asked him why. And he simply said, well, I heard he kills in it. And I said, dude, like it hasn't even come out yet. Well, but yeah, I saw the trailer and Batman's flipping around shooting machine guns and stuff like that, which I mean, he wasn't shooting machine guns, he was fighting people with machine guns because he touched a gun. This friend of mine was like all upset, like Batman doesn't kill, Batman doesn't kill, Batman doesn't kill. And I was like, dude, which I thought was interesting because his favorite Batman is still Michael Keaton's Batman, and Michael Keaton's a straight up murderer. So whatever. But like literally the guy stopped talking to me. And so, yeah, so it's been kind of personal for me because it's literally something that keeps coming up is this idea of Batman not killing or not being, not wanting it to be so violent or that BVS was too dark and all this stuff. And it's just, even Phil said he had that conversation today. So, it's weird.
The whole reason they had the Justice League to make it happier, make it fun. That's the reason we got that abomination of Justice League. That's the whole reason, because everybody was complaining that BVS was too dark, so they had to change it. They had to change BVS. They had to make it more MCU to make it more fun and enjoyable for Flash to crack these dumb jokes that didn't make any sense. Things like that. That was the main focus. Oh, BVS is too dark. That's everything that happened with BVS. Everybody was complaining it was too dark. It was a perfect. Well, the theatrical is not a perfect movie, but the extended Ultimate Edition is perfection.
I mean, Paul, I don't know, man. Like I'm literally not trying to just state what the studio said or anything like that. That's my experience. I can just go by all I can go by is my own experience. Right. So, that's all I can do. That's all I can, really talk about is my experience with it, and how people have acted to me about it. And that's been a huge part of what people have said to me, that it was too dark. They didn't like the dark of this universe. So, another thing, it says it will have greater representation and inclusivity among characters. Okay. Like, okay. Look, I'm all for it. I don't have a problem with that.
Diversity.
I'm not coming at this from that aspect of it. Look, I think one of the stupidest things ever is that they took Billy D. Williams out of Batman and replaced him with what's his name?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. I thought that was the stupidest thing ever.
I mean, Billy D. Williams did get his comeback in the Lego Batman movie, which he voiced him. Also, Zoe Kravitz also voiced Catwoman in that movie. I feel like nobody knows that.
In what movie?
The Lego Batman movie.
Oh, the Lego Batman movie, yeah. But I mean, also, he also got his comeuppance in the comic, the Batman '89 comic, because it's based on Billy D. Williams. And I think that's great. And I think Tommy Lee Jones was a horrible Two-Face. Had really no business being that character at all. He played him like Joker 2.0.
It was horrible.
Oh, yeah. It was.
What's funny? I heard the same exact thing about Jim Carrey and the Riddler in that movie.
Really?
Yep. 100%. Yeah. I hear that all the time. I hear about both of them, but I hear it more often about Jim Carrey. I have a special place in that. That movie has a special place in my heart. That was the first Batman movie I ever saw, but I completely understand why people would think it's goofy AF. 100%.
No, I didn't mind Carrey. I didn't mind the Riddler to be goofy, because if we remember in the '60s,
Yeah, it was very Frank
He
Gorshin.
was always goofy. Yeah, he was always goofy.
I never had a problem with it either.
Two-Face being basically Joker 1.5 was like stupid. That laughing.
I can't disagree.
That purple face, the purple outfit. It was just a joke.
Too like the line like between them is like too straight. I'm like, did he organize it that way? Like, seriously, fucking hell.
I was also gonna say there are hints of Tommy Lee Jones doing a solid Two-Face. Like there are hints of a great performance in there, and like an accurate Two-Face.
Yeah,
it just kind of sucks that it doesn't come to fruition. If at all throughout the movie. Like it's very sprinkled throughout. Like the opening bit where we actually see him and he's kind of taunting the fat security guard.
Mm-hmm.
That it's Two-Face up until he starts going over the top of it. Lying, stupid, simple, doodah, clueless luck. When he starts doing that crap, it's like,
yeah, I know, man. It is that over the top stuff where he just starts cackling, with his laughter instead of actually just, being Two-Face. I mean, that was the whole point of Two-Face is, Two-Face would always come down to the coin, flip the coin, much more serious of a character.
That ridiculous like big ass shiny guns they had. I remember. That's what I remember. They were like freaking stood out the most.
Andrew Christie with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Andrew. Appreciate that. Says Zach ignited the mythic nature of the DC lore. Whether you like what he did or not, that's the ineffable nature of his interpretation that resonates.
Like he literally introduced Krypton, Atlantis, Themyscira, Gotham, all of those places, and
yeah, so much of the lore, man, that comes out. And like, look, you don't have to like it. I don't try to, have that conversation, try to make people, like it, whatever. It's just interesting that it's just interesting to me how people will crap all over Zach stuff and say things like it's too dark, it's too this, it's too that. Like they don't like this and that about it. But there's other versions that go even further and, whatever. But this one, point of this one is apparently it will have greater representation and inclusivity among characters. So, we can guess that means, more people of color, people from LGBTQ community.
As long as they don't like use it as marketing all the time.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, well, it looks like they're already kind of using it as marketing because it's right here on the marketing sheet. So, hopefully it's just not abused, and they just actually just tell good stories. That's all I care. I don't care who's in it. As long as it's a good story. So then we have here, it starts low tech with his gadgets evolving over time.
Yep.
Over the course of time.
So I'm not going to expect like futuristic gadgets and stuff. So like because like it looks like it's going to be set in like the 40s or maybe something like that. But so yeah, he could start out like just with like gadgets from I don't know,
like a grappling hook where he has to throw.
Grappling hook. Yeah.
So through a gun, he has to actually swing it.
Andrew Christie says here with another $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Andrew. Says sorry to bring it back to that, guys. I'm open to it, dude. No, dude, man. Look, man. If I bring up Zack Snyder in a conversation, it comes back to RJ even gave me a hard time just a minute ago, saying it comes back to that. Yeah, because you know what? To me, it's the best interpretation of it so far. But that's my opinion, right? And so, yeah, sorry, not sorry, right? That's all. That's all. So no apologies needed, man. You keep talking about whatever you want to talk about, bro. For sure. It says also no other superheroes. Justice League doesn't exist. It's just Batman.
Not bothered.
All right.
That's fine.
I guess that confirms it's not in the DCAU.
Just Batman. Just Batman. No other heroes. I'm okay with that. What was that?
Yeah, like it's going to be like the Nolan trilogy. I hope it's not that grounded, like because it just got boring when it's that grounded.
Well, somebody asked me earlier, Anna, in our personal group or private group, asked me earlier if I thought that it may evolve. What do you guys think about that? I mean, do you guys think that with a statement like that, that there's room for it to eventually evolve with other heroes, or do you think that they'll keep it that way?
Yeah, I mean, at least the Bat family. I don't care about Superman and Wonder Woman in this, but at least have, like, if it evolves, we want to see a Robin, we want to see a Batgirl, at least that.
And like,
Kind of
don't
in
do
that
like
same
the
mindset.
CW and like introduce like so many like heroes with so many spin-offs. Like, don't do that. Just unnecessary. Yeah.
What'd you say, Phil?
I don't disagree. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, introduce a Robin at the very least, or a Batgirl. Like, I'm sure Alfred will probably show up. As far as the other outside members, maybe not the Justice League per se, but I'd really like to see maybe some characters like the Question, or like who's another good one?
Zatanna.
Yep, that'd be another good one too.
Tomorrow.
Other detective-ish kind of characters. That would be fun. Or, just kind of off the beaten off. Yeah, that'd be fun too, but I doubt it.
What do you think of the idea? Because a lot of people herald like Superman as being the first, superhero. Do you ever have an issue with that? If they're telling you kind of like a Batman first story?
Not at all. No.
No.
I mean, if it's a separate thing and, Superman isn't existent in this universe, NBD, if so, like, I feel like, establish some continuity at the very least. Sorry, I was paying my car bill.
Got to pay the bills, man.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Right. 100%. But yeah, I feel like when it comes to Batman specifically and Superman, that the whole debate, like, look, Superman's always going to be the daddy. He's always going to be heralded as the number one, even though, like, by today's standards and economically speaking, business, whatever. Yeah, Spider-Man might be merchandise-wise top dog, but even still, like, I'd still probably say the most inspirational one is arguably probably, it's a tough tie between the three of those characters, like Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man. They're the most accessible, and they're the most, regarded in terms of iconicity.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like, again, it really just kind of boils down to whether or not you want them to interact or not. And if you do, yeah, establish one before the other. If not, do your own thing. Or do your own thing and then eventually intertwine, like Bruce Timm did.
Right. I mean, and look what that evolved into, right? I mean, that evolved into like one of the greatest things ever. I mean, everybody loves Justice League and where that went. I mean, you got Superman the animated series. In fact, I almost bought that on Blu-ray because I've got it all on DVD, but I almost bought it on Blu-ray as a giveaway for the channel because I thought that people might want that. Yeah, I mean, that evolved very, very well. Film Goblin here says Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate.
I don't know about that. Maybe like introduce characters who were around that era, like in the 40s, like maybe a hint to the Justice Society, or maybe like Blue Beetle, like not the original one, Flash, maybe. Yeah, like maybe, yeah. So like, fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just hope the show is good. It takes itself slowly. It doesn't like rush like it. Yeah, pretty much just that. So
you know what I would love to see? I don't want to see Rupert Thorne, Roland Daggett. I don't need to see them again.
Okay.
I want to see like noirish versions of Carmine Falcone and Maroni. That's what I want to see.
Oh
yeah. It says there will be new versions of villains like Joker, Catwoman, and Penguin.
I imagine the Joker is going to be like the one we saw in Three Jokers, who's the original, the first one. Who it hurts to laugh. I think that one was pretty creepy.
I'd be down to see like, as long as they don't. There's only really one version of the Joker that I really have not liked, and that is from the Batman cartoon.
Oh, that one.
Where
Yeah,
they did that weird Jamaican looking Joker that like made no sense whatsoever. That
that was kind of stupid.
Yeah, it just
My
that one
least
just didn't do
favorite
it.
versions are like from the Injustice movie.
Yeah, he's
like,
the one who fought with his feet, right?
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like Brazilian capoeira stuff.
Yeah, it was weird.
And the Joker from Young Justice.
He had a really good looking Harley Quinn. I mean, like in terms of aesthetic, in terms of portrayal. I thought the Harley Quinn was cool. I did like in the Batman how they kind of changed it up a little bit. They did Batgirl first, then Robin. That was a nice twist.
Didn't they make Batgirl like Poison Ivy's friend or something?
They did. That was something I was just kind of like, that's a little.
And they made Clayface a friend of
that
Batman,
I liked.
But they replaced
that I
him
really
with
liked. They made
the
Clayface
original.
Ethan Bennett, and he was a former GCPD cop.
But then they replaced him later on with the new one.
With I think Basil Carlo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of with Enosh. Like that show had fun stories, but on an aesthetic level, some of the villains were just a little too much. Like Penguin was perfect. Penguin was absolutely perfect, and voiced by the dude who did I think SpongeBob. Is it Tom Kenny? I think was the voice of Penguin there.
So.
Yeah, he also reprises the role in Batman vs Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
And it's I love his Penguin because it's so Burgess Meredith. It's just so good. Oh, I love it. I love that version of the Penguin. But like the Joker, I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Joker, yeah. It was like how do you put so much good into something and then like
completely just shit the bed creatively within that direction of that character.
Riddler, the Marilyn Manson Riddler was creepy as all get out, man.
Fuck. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Creepy as all get out.
That was always funny.
Yeah.
Catwoman was perfect too. I loved her.
Crackhead hobo Joker. I mean, dude, he was really weird. It was really, really weird. That whole thing. But and then finally, just kind of when it's coming out, it's going to be on HBO Max and Cartoon Network. Season 1 has 10 episodes. My guess is that it will go over really well, and we'll get a season 2. Greenlit. I mean, it would have to really crash and burn, I think, for it not to at this point.
It would have to be like Batman and Harley Quinn, or like the first 25 minutes of Killing Joke bad to really not warrant a second season.
But it's coming out in 2023, so we're gonna have to wait. We don't know when, but at least till next year. So. Hey, let us know what you guys think about this. If you're watching this on the flip side, just on the video, let us know what you guys think about it in the comment section, and just keep your eyes out here, because as there's more information, we'll be talking about it more. This is one of those things I'm actually really looking forward to. I've used this, this picture over and over again. You look at that picture of Batman, and you just have to look at it and say, okay, this is serious. You can tell that they're doing a serious take on Batman. You can tell that they respect Batman, even with the long ears. I think I saw Cherie earlier, saying she does not sure that if she likes the aesthetic of that. I don't know if I like the aesthetic of that with the long, super long ears like that. But I will say this: you can tell that they're taking it serious. Like in the other picture where it's like he's looking over the city, where they use this artwork, and he's kind of just like, big and huge over the city like that. You can tell that they are taking this absolutely seriously. Unlike, and I know RJ doesn't agree with me, but unlike that ridiculous nonsense of the Superman show that literally has Lois having Clark in a headlock, pulling his hair, or giving him a noogie or whatever, like some bad anime. I just. My Adventures with Superman, or whatever that's called, that looks generic. That looks absolutely disrespectful. This looks like it's going to be good, and it looks like the showrunners for this really know what they're doing. Yep, RJ, and it's my favorite character, and I reserve the right. I absolutely reserve the right, because that looks absolutely horrible. Different shows, different audiences. Well, you know what? Maybe they should make a serious Superman show. Look how well that worked out for him before. When they actually did a Superman show, like the Superman animated series, you know what? A lot of people who did not appreciate Superman, they go back actually to the animated series, and they talk about how Superman, the animated series, made them respect Superman. And they love it because of that. So, you know what? So I'll say all day long, yes, we need serious, good takes on Superman. And one of the reasons why I feel that the public in general has had such a hard time with Superman over however long is because most of the time when we get something Superman, it's something cheesy, it's something disrespectful, and it's ridiculous. We get Superman in a sweater. All right? Make him a decent costume. Do you think that they do 2 seasons of a Batman show where Batman looked ridiculous in his costume? I mean, look, I get it. We did get I mean, I say that, but then of course we got that end shot of Batman in
Gotham. Oh,
Gotham,
don't remind me about it.
which was awful. But at least that was just one shot. I would hope to God that it had that show gone on further, they would have not been like that disrespectful to Batman.
You know what's funny is for all the awful things the CW has done narratively speaking, they still managed to make a better Batman suit than Fox did. Because the one that Ruby Rose's Batwoman steals or takes or whatever is clearly inspired by a man. And it's like, I looked at that suit and I was like, wow, that looks great for a TV budget. I don't know why they couldn't do this 2 years ago.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But you're not wrong.
Past.
Yeah,
Looks
no,
like
it is.
The Gotham suit looks like a goddamn porn parody suit. Like, seriously. It
was
looks
bad.
that bad.
Well, you know what? Those are getting better.
Okay.
like
mean,
some
the
of those have a lot of like
Yeah.
I remember no, somebody was showing me the what was it the one that they did of Batman 66 or whatever. And like those outfits, you know, like I guess they replaced the insignia because they couldn't put the bat symbol on or whatever, so it's got like a triple X or whatever. I mean, because like first of all, parodies of that stuff, like I don't whatever. But the fact that like those costumes, somebody was showing me those costumes, and those costumes were dead on. You know why? Because they actually got the same costume director who did the 66 Batman to come back and design those costumes for the porn parody.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're putting, you know, some of those places are putting some more budget money into and more thought into what they're doing than the actual stuff. I mean, sometimes you watch some of the real life stuff and you're just like, what in the world are we doing here? You know, I don't know. But anyways, that being said, yeah, we will we'll be keeping an eye on this and wondering, you know,
I'll probably forget about it until like 2 weeks before it comes out. So.
Okay. So also tonight, the Batman PG-13. Any thoughts on Batman being PG-13? Did you think that did anybody here on this panel actually think that it was going to be rated R?
I wanted it to be rated R. It looked rated R. It felt rated R, but I knew it's Warner Brothers. They're not going to make it rated R. I mean,
if they would have made it rated R, they would have looked so bad.
You know what makes a movie rated R, right?
No.
2 F words, blood, and boobs.
Yes.
That's the if there's not two.
Sometimes you can get away with some boobs in a PG-13 though. I've seen boobs in a PG-13.
Back in the day, there were boobs in the PG-13.
Yep.
But they will show a boob or a butt. But if they say they can say the F word one time, if they say it twice, it's rated R. No matter whatever movie it is, 2 times saying the F word, it's rated R. So it's just that it's profanity. It's not violence. They can be as violent as they can as long as they don't show him sticking a knife in the throat and blood gushing out. It's PG-13. If blood gushes out of a human body, it's rated R. But you can show that murder that he did where he taped everybody up, and we know it's violent, but it's PG-13 because they're not showing blood.
I guess.
Yeah, that's why Justice League was rated R. It was more because of the blood, and if you notice, it was
F-bombs.
And the 3 F-bombs, and the blood.
Feel rated R though. It just felt like a MA sort of thing. It didn't really feel like it rated.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it, but that's the reason. The 3 F-bombs and the blood, showing the blood.
Funny enough, another continued trope of people who love to criticize Zack Snyder. That was one sticking point that a lot of people clung to when it came to Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, you can't show an R-rated Justice League movie to kids. What's the matter with you?
So edgy.
Yeah, but at that point though, I mean, like it wasn't supposed to be. Look, my kids watched it, and I didn't have one problem with my kids watching Zack Snyder's Justice League. But it's funny because you know what? I went to go see Deadpool, which I really love Deadpool. And there were parents, they were their 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I've been watching rated R movies
like
since I was
Kermit
3.
said, that ain't none of my business, right?
So why
you gotta do?
And besides, the Justice League have appeared in rated R animated films like Dark Apocalypse War. What else? Yeah.
I was 7 years old when my uncle took me to see Aliens. Okay. So it's not a big deal. I mean, it's just like, I mean, now this generation, we have sensitized these kids and made them so, like, back in the day, we did all that stuff. We saw all those movies. As long as they didn't have, like, the only thing my parents shielded me from was watching, like sex in movies. But violence or cursing or blood, they didn't care. It's a movie, it's fantasy, you know?
Well, everybody's got their own,
yeah,
their own thing. So, it just, but, I don't know, man. I accidentally put something in the, I'll just tell everybody because we're probably going to go about 2 hours tonight. We got about 19 more minutes, just for anybody wondering. I was putting that in the private chat, and then it ended up going in the main chat. So now you all know. We'll be wrapping it up in about 19 minutes from now. But no, because we only got the 2 stories left. But yeah, I mean, the Batman being rated PG-13, this does not surprise me at all. I don't, I've seen people literally losing their mind today about it. Like, see, I thought it was going to be so dark and brooding and stuff. It still can be. And here's what they said. According to the new listing, the MPA's Classification and Ratings Administration, the Batman has been rated PG-13 for strong, violent, and disturbing content, which, I mean, they're, kind of basing it on the Zodiac killer stuff, that makes sense. Drug content. There you go. Strong language and some suggestive material. Now that could be Batman and Catwoman getting it on the Batmobile. We don't know. I don't understand why people were so upset today that this was PG-13. I mean, like, what did they think? I mean, like I said, there are already, kiddie toys for this movie. Like I said, there's already, kids Lego sets for this movie. Like, what do you want? I don't have to have it be R-rated. Look, and here Henry Boy says rated R would have been better. You feel it more, especially with blood. Look, there are things. Look, I'm not going to say that as an adult that I don't appreciate when they make something that's more realistic, that's more grounded, and all that. I totally get I get what you're saying, Henry Boy. But at the same time, I feel like they can tell a good story and still have it be, out there for the public. Also, you do an R-rated film. Look, they've tried that. They tried that with Birds of Prey. It did not have the following that it needed. It did not have the box office that it needed. Especially right now, I don't think that they want to go messing around with that stuff. I mean, don't you think? I mean, you really don't want to, like, literally kind of cut your possibilities, down that far, do you? Of the people who can go see it? Teenagers, things like that. I mean, they're not going to be able to go see an R-rated movie.
You know why a lot of people like to go see Batman at the movie theater? Because they like to see Batman whoop ass on a big screen.
Mm-hmm.
What is
I want to
Batman?
hear people's reactions.
Like, what is Batman predominantly doing throughout a lot of this trailer? whooping a lot of ass.
Yeah.
This trailer, this movie in particular, is number one most anticipated on a lot of different lists for a reason. It looks highly anticipated. Excuse me.
Dirty. It looks.
It looks like it has something to say.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like Matt Reeves found something that, you know, is in tune with every other director that's probably come and done a Batman movie, and that he's found his own voice with what he wants to do with the character, and that's totally fine. And that's something that took, you know, Zack Snyder's movies for me to appreciate, and go backing and watching the other Batman films and looking at those like, huh. So that's what they were going for. And now going into this movie, I'm like, okay, he's doing something that we have never, ever seen before. He may be taking a bit of a superbly realistic tone. I'm fine with that. I just hope he goes a little bit more fantastical somewhere down the line. I feel like he could, given his filmography, and like Cloverfield, Dawn and War, A Planet of the Apes. Like, if he does not use characters like Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, or, you know, some of the other big hitters from Batman's Rogues Gallery, I'd be surprised. But at the same time, I'd still be down, because just based on the trailers that he's released for this movie alone, based on just what we've seen and what we know about this movie, I've been in it since it was announced. All things aside pertaining to Ben Affleck. Like, this movie sounds like a really interesting take on the character that we have not been introduced before. And I also think that he's looked at past Batman iterations and went, well, what can I do differently that they have not done before? And I feel like populating out this movie with these characters, you know, the Riddler, Catwoman, Carmine Falcone, and the Penguin, like, when have they all ever been in a Batman movie together? They have not. So I feel like there's an opportunity here.
There was really, Batman, like, what, 68?
66, yeah.
66, whatever, Batman 66. You know, I mean, they were all there together.
Yeah.
The shark was there.
The shark was there too.
Which
the bomb.
Reeves did visit that or like he saw like a museum stand at, like, of that movie. Yeah. So I'd have to imagine, like, maybe the Joker might be in it too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, RJ, I agree, man. There's a lot that you can do. I mean, Matt Reeves did a lot with Cloverfield. You know,
and the Apes movies.
Yep. So, you know, look, I don't know why everybody's kind of losing it about this. This is one of those things that I would just say, let's yes, the shark. That shark, man. You know, give it some time, right? Give it a chance. I don't think that it's going to end up being that big of a difference of what you know.
Yeah, but this is what I don't want to happen. I don't want it for them to change it to day and date. I'm scared about that because of the Omicron.
It won't be. Yeah, Batman won't be.
They can't. They signed a deal with AMC theaters for a 45-day exclusive window. They can't.
Yeah, that was just this last year. That was just 2021. We're not getting that going forward.
I'm just scared about that because of the Omicron virus, where they're going to shut theaters and they're going to have to put it in. You know?
Okay, they've pretty much committed to the March 4th date, which is just under 2 months away.
Yeah,
and if you pay attention to science, well, Kylar said it himself. You know, this is the current CEO of Warner Media. He's like, we're playing it day by day, and they're still pumping marketing out with March 4th as the date.
Yeah.
I mean, if it happens, I'm still gonna go watch it.
Sure, yeah. Like if it gets pushed back, I eat crow. But
no, I mean, I'm just saying, if they open it for HBO Max and the theaters on March 4th, I'm still gonna watch it in the theaters.
I doubt they would, but I'd still watch it in the theater too.
Like Dune, I watched it in the theater. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. I started watching 10 minutes of Dune. I'm like, there's no way I can watch this movie on HBO Max. So I went to the movie theaters and watched it.
So really went and got a pizza.
What's that?
Really went and got a pizza.
Oh, I missed that.
This motherfucker got a pizza.
Yeah, I got a pizza.
Doing his thing, man.
It's all right. I was eating chicken a minute ago. You're all good.
The final thing that I wanted to bring up tonight, and I know that other people are talking about other things when it comes to this. The big thing that a lot of people got from this interview was that Matt Damon, talked him out of being Batman, or helped influence the situation, and he did bring up Justice League a bit, as far as that goes. Here's what I wanted to talk about though with this. I can always talk about the Justice League ramifications and him being Batman or whatever. This is what I found actually a little more interesting, though, was what he had to say about the future of theaters and what he expected, because I think that this goes a little deeper into why he's saying the things about wanting to leave IP films.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Ben Affleck has turned a corner where he's wanting to be more serious with his directing, more serious with what movies he does act in. And we're seeing a lot of this pushback. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I'm not necessarily at the place where I'm not one of these people who are just like, oh yeah, comic book movies aren't cinema, whatever. But I did have an interesting discussion because there were people in here the other day in one of the chats, like going on and on about how Spider-Man needed to be nominated for Best Picture. I feel like there are films that push the envelope. They push film in a certain way. They push social issues in a certain way. That those are the types of films that need to be nominated for Best Picture. Just because something is cool doesn't mean that it fits that place.
Well, there are
Does that make
so
sense?
many fan petitions for like Endgame to be nominated. That
I know
Robert Downey Jr. to get an Oscar. Like, yeah.
Well, me and my friend Cylon Scotty, you guys know who Cylon Scotty is. See, RJ, I do not agree with this. And I'll tell you what, Scotty, I would love to have Scotty on here to tell you all, because Scotty put it straight up, and man, Scotty was absolutely right. Well, but here's the thing. You know what? If you're going to say that it's worth being nominated, then it's worth winning. Right? You don't put a movie in there that should not theoretically be able to win that or deserve to win. Scotty does know. I will tell you right now, Scotty does know. Scotty has put a lot of thought and into that discussion. And here's the thing. It should have nothing to do with whether a movie's cool. It should have nothing to do with whether or not it just, gets you excited, or it's what you just wanted to see or didn't want to see or whatever. It should be things that push the envelope. Now, that's not to say that it's got to all be art house, artsy fartsy, whatever types of movies. Just that it should be something special. It should be something that fits a certain criteria, because this is the Academy picking their own films. This is not society picking these films. This is not the fans picking these films to win best movie or whatever. This is the Academy picking what it feels are the best films for it. There's a difference there. This award was not created to be something that it was not created for just whatever the popular movie was. Sometimes that happens, but a lot of times it doesn't. And so I just wanted to read this because. Thank you. I'm not trying to crap on anybody's parade, or anything with Spider-Man, because I love Spider-Man. I absolutely love Spider-Man. But when I read this part of Ben Affleck's comments, I think it puts things into a little bit more of perspective. Listen what he had to say here. This was cut out of. You could read the whole thing at Entertainment Weekly. You can read the things that he said. It's an interview with him and Matt Damon, and he talks about how Matt Damon, he went to Matt Damon because of the issues he had with Justice League, and he realized he just didn't want to do that part. He was not having fun on the set of Justice League, and he left. But it says Ben Affleck is no stranger to starring in both big and small films, but in a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, the actor and director spoke about where he sees the future of movie theaters going. It says, I won't hedge because that's always boring. I will say when The Way Back came out, it was released the week they closed the theaters for the pandemic. Affleck said when asked about his latest film, The Way Back, not doing well in theaters, but being a streaming success. He says, but even before then, I knew this movie about grief and a child dying and alcoholism and recovery is just not going to get adults in the seats. We were just talking about Narcos, Mexico Succession, Marie of Easttown. There's these amazing things being done on streamers. Roma, it's not just some formulaic TV procedural like when we were kids. And you could only watch it like my dad on an 11-inch black and white TV. Affleck went on to touch on the fact that he believes sooner than later, movies and theaters will be reserved almost for more expensive event-based films.
Yes.
If I had to bet, a drama like Argo would not be made theatrically now. Think about that.
It would not.
Think about that. A drama like Argo would not be made theatrically now, Affleck said. That wasn't that long ago. It would be a limited series. And he says, and I think movies and theaters are going to become more expensive, eventized. They're mostly going to be for younger people and mostly about, hey, I'm so into the Marvel universe, I can't wait to see what happens next. And there'll be 40 movies a year theatrically, probably all IP, sequel, or animated. The comment seemed to echo that of filmmaker Ridley Scott, who said last month that he believes his latest film, The Last Duel, didn't perform well in the box office due to apathetic moviegoers and audience members who do not ever want to be taught anything. Affleck also touched on The Last Duel's lack of success, noting that it was a bit eye-opening for him because of how poorly it did despite being so well received by critics and audience members. But mind you, in the full interview at Entertainment Weekly, he talks about how much fun he had making that movie and how good that movie was. He says, The Last Duel really clinched it for me. I've had bad movies that didn't work and I didn't blink. I know why people didn't go, because they weren't good, but I liked what we did. I like what we had to say. I'm really proud of it. So I was really confused. And then to see that it did well on streaming, I thought, well, there you go. That's where the audience is.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is that's what I've been saying. I think that movie theaters should be for big IPs, for the Marvel, for DC, for Jurassic Park. That's what's going to happen, where you can actually have a movie theater with 8 screenings of MCU, so everybody can watch it.
Yeah,
things like that. I think that's the perfect vehicle. Everything else, you're not going to watch anything else. Like for example, Scream. This is going to be big because it's an IP.
You know what I feel though?
That.
You know what I feel though? I feel like it's going to come back around because look, I've talked to theater owners and theater managers, and it's like they say, like, we couldn't survive on just the big ones, right? Either you jack the price up so much that it's like going to a concert, and good Lord, right? Like, do we really want that day to come? We're going to the movie to see, Star Wars or Marvel or whatever, right? Is like that, right? And I get it. Quesasa. Yes, I get it. It's a heavy-handed thing. I understand that. Okay. And I haven't even seen it. So I can't speak for that movie in particular. I'm just saying, like, I don't want it to get to the day where that's all that you can see in theaters, because I think that those other movies, they have a place, but I understand what he's saying. And I do think that it may just be what's right now. Like we just talked about at our church, the last Sunday of every month, we're going to do like some really cool thing. We said, okay, what we're going to do this month, we're going to do a movie day where, like, after church, everybody can put on their pajamas. Like, one of the guys at our church, he owns his own confectionery. He's like bringing in like all this popcorn that's like flavored popcorn and all this stuff for everybody. We're going to do this big thing. We're going to watch a movie. And I told him we could watch any movie we want. You know what movie they picked? And this was crazy to me. 12 Angry Men.
That's a good movie.
Literally, I was like, hey, I'm thinking like a Marvel movie. I'm thinking like Star Wars,
Are you doing the black and white movie?
I put out there, Indiana Jones, like all these big IP movies, and somebody goes, you know what we should watch? 12 Angry Men. And somebody goes, I've never seen 12 Angry Men. Yeah, let's watch 12 Angry Men. So we're gonna do and I love 12 Angry Men.
Gotcha.
So I was like, heck yeah, I love 12 Angry Men. Let's do it. But I was shocked because I was not expecting that, So I don't know. I don't know. But I'm glad that they picked it. But it's just funny, you know. So like we're gonna show like a little bit of a lighthearted, maybe like a half hour, you know, cartoon or something beforehand, and then show 12 Angry Men. But it's like, you know, I don't know. It's. Do you guys think the theaters can just survive on that?
I mean, if the 40 movies are like blockbuster movies, you have like what 40 times 12. That's like what 2 or 3 a month. I think they can do it. Three a month. I think they can do it. If they're just big blockbusters, if they're IPs, I think they can do it because everybody's going to go to the movies just to see those movies because there's nothing else. So they're not going to have other movies to fight against because everything else will be streaming.
Yeah. I mean, but look, RJ, more and more people though are starting to bring up this topic though, right? And I never thought, Phil, that I would be in a position where I would say, you know, I'm kind of getting sick of superhero films.
Me too.
But I'm kind of getting sick of superhero films.
I'm mostly getting sick of MCU films. Like they're just
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of getting sick of seeing the same film like over and over. It's all predictable. It's all kind of saccharine now. It's all we kind of there aren't any stakes. It's one of the things, honestly. I mean, and I hate to keep bringing it back to this, my God, but it's one of the things that I loved about Zack Snyder stuff, at least, because like it wasn't just predictable. Like, you know, I felt like anything could happen in that world. And you know,
I mean, who would have thought seeing that he was going to break Zod's neck?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that
was like,
Batman and
wow.
Lois would get together? Not me.
You know.
Oh, RJ, I'm not saying take the blockbusters out. I mean, they need the blockbusters, right? I mean, you got to have those films. But I don't know that I want the movies to just become just that. You know, I mean, can you imagine, like, you know, that like the prices already have skyrocketed, you know, in some places, man, to just be, you know, ridiculous. Can you imagine having to go and pay, like, you know, look at the ticket prices now just to see your favorite band, right? I mean, imagine having to pay that because it's an event, right? It's like
just
a
to watch
huge,
a movie.
yeah, just to watch a
2-hour
movie. Yeah, you know, I mean, come on.
Is expensive ticket that you spend in a movie, and I'll tell you mine.
Well, I can't really add to that thing because honestly, the tickets really aren't that expensive. I think the most expensive around here is about $13.50.
Oh, okay.
At a different theater. My theater though only goes up to like $8.
Yeah, like in New York, I did the 4K, the 4D BVS, and it was like $34.
Holy cow! Well, I mean, look, if we have, you know, then you have IMAX, which is more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it was 4D as an experience. They threw water at you. The movie, you were like basically in a roller coaster where the chairs moved like it was really, really fun. It was like you were in the movie. It was really, really cool. When you feel the heat also when they had, it was so cool. They'll blast you with like heat when there was fire, when there was rain. You know, remember that scene when they show up, Superman, Batman showing up, and it's raining. That scene, we were getting wet. We were getting drenched from the ceiling, dude. It was coming down. It was amazing. It was an experience. It was cool. So I was willing to spend that $35 to see that movie, $34 to see that movie, because I knew I was going to get something amazing and special.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just want good films. You know, that's all I want. I just want good films.
Yeah.
I just want good movies, and I just want to be able to experience them in the best way possible. You know, so that's all I have for tonight. I know it's kind of a short night for us, 2 hours. I know that's usually other programs, like they're just, you know, they're all done. Usually we're just getting our legs underneath of us, but I think that's all we got for tonight. I may, if I can get some people to come back, we may do a Boba Fett watch party over on Twitch. We may do that, but I think we're good for now. Phil, you want to tell people where they can find you, sir?
Yeah, if y'all want to just follow me along, it's just at Unfiltered on Twitter, Vero, Instagram. Same place as usual. If you want to listen to my podcast, Superhero Stress or The Eternal Night, which I do with my friend Craig, all about Batman.
Cool. Cool. Well, we'll have to get Craig on here sometime, man.
He doesn't really do live
Does he not
streams,
do it?
but
No?
I'll shoot him the idea and see if he wants
Yeah.
to at some point.
I'm just thinking you've been a success, man, being over here. I've loved having you on here, and
well, thank you. It's been
welcome,
a
man.
lot of fun, sir. But I'm gonna get off and go to bed.
No,
You
that's
guys
cool,
have a good
man.
rest of your night.
All right, you
Take it
too,
easy.
buddy. All right, man, you too. Also, Axel, do you have you got a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, you can find me at Droga52 on YouTube. I do live streams. Like, I don't really do them often, but I'm thinking of doing them like more and more. You can find me on Twitter, just at Axel Droga. Also on DeviantArt, Axel Droga, and Instagram, Axel Droga.
Cool. And Krypton's Core, it's always good having you here, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't have anything.
I just want everybody to know I am working on trying to put our Chicago trip together, that video, so I will actually release it. I know everybody's been asking me about the Chicago trip that we took, and we went all over Chicago, met some great people, some toy stuff, man, and just had a great time. And so I'm actually trying to get that up for everybody. It'll be first on the for patron and the members and stuff, but yeah. So guys, thank you, and thanks for just being here, being a part of what we do. I mean, we talk about these topics, we talk about a lot of stuff that's subjective. I mean, RJ's over there, playing Minecraft right now with all of his friends, but he's still in here, making his voice heard, and I appreciate that. And everybody who makes your voice heard here in the lounge, and I hope that you guys know that we hear your voices, and that look, we may not always agree on stuff, but you know what? That's it's okay. We don't always have to agree on everything. Like Sheree just said, it's always fun. It's always a fun hang at the Poindexter Lounge. That's what he said. Hey, so I'll tell you this, Tiffany, my wife and I, we were joking the other day that we have to do a thing at my church sometime where we do a series called "That's What He Said, That's What She Said." we'll talk about whatever topic, but from different points of view, and so we'll see if I can get. I can't get in any more trouble, right? I mean, like, I'm doing my own thing now, so I can't really get in any more trouble from anybody. So just do "That's What He Said, That's What She Said," and
Giggity.
and we'll do our thing. We'll do our own thing, and people will just have to deal with it. But yeah, no, I appreciate all you guys. I have so much fun with all of you guys. Of course, I say this, and look who pops in here right then.
Oh my God, he's here.
What were you saying?
I was literally just I was literally like bringing it to an end, because that was kind of how the night was going, and I was like, hey, we're actually at 2 hours, but then I was like, all of a sudden, click, there he is. What's going on, William?
Not much, man. I just saw you at the end of the day. I figured I'd chime in. I know a lot of you are going to head out to watch Book of Boba Fett at midnight. So
yeah.
Well,
I will ask you your opinions, your thoughts. Do you have an opinion on the Batman being PG-13?
That was a must. You can't. And here's the thing. Going forward, if I were going to run the company, or my advice to anybody who would be running the company, make all your PG stuff for your Earth Prime stuff that goes straight to the big screen.
I agree.
Doesn't mean you can't have an R-rated content. I just say put that on HBO Max, because you just don't want to limit what an artist wants to do by a rating. I mean, some artists, like I said, there's some directors out there that don't want to do PG-13 movies, but you might want them to make a superhero movie. So HBO Max is a perfect platform. If we did a Green Lantern on HBO Max, it should be violent. It should be a space war type of action. I mean, on the level of James Cameron Alien type stuff. That's where I'd want to see. And you can't do that necessarily on the big screen. Hold on for a second. Let me mute this. It's on a timer. But you want to, I mean, if you want to flesh out a vision, in a certain way. Sometimes PG-13, you can't do it because financially, especially with the box office, you cut your audience in half in some certain situations. A lot of parents I know won't take their kids to movies that have certain things, and that's just the business of it. So PG-13 is there was no way they were going to do that and R for the money that they may be looking for this. Now, in the future, if they make another Batman or a type of Batman that they want to be made R, it will not hit the theaters. I think it will be on HBO Max, which is perfect. They should literally, and that's the main thing is they should come out and say, we're moving forward, but that doesn't mean everything you guys have invested in is gone. And they should do a little bit of better job of explaining that, and start using words like Elseworlds, Pocket Universe, Earth Prime, Earth One, things that have been in the comics for literally 60 years in some cases. And so you'll say, well, that's too complicated. No, it's not. And if things are too complicated, that means you have a dummy for a teacher. So it's only going to be on the person explaining it. But all the stuff that's coming on, I just looked at everything that they have coming out and all the things that Batgirl, the mural, everything. If you look at it on the surface, there's issues. But if you put all these things together and explain what's going on, I might give you the benefit of the doubt. But right now, I just,
like if Flash opens the multiverse, which I think he's gonna do, and they're gonna have different pocket universes. That's what I'm hoping they do. That's why I'm hoping that Snyder stays there in his own universe and he does his own thing on HBO Max, and that's a pocket universe. Well, they're doing, they did this already with the Flash TV series. They're already doing the multiverse. Yeah. And back in 2015, that we already know what's going on.
But they need to take it to a level that they never had before. They literally need to market HBO Max and its content, and that needs to be in commercials and the content for movies and everything else. They really need to do it, not just Zack Snyder, because the only thing I would do on Zack Snyder with HBO Max is resolve his original story arc. But I would use stories set in that setting from, like I said, the Legion of Superheroes would not be an animated show. That gets nixed from day one. That's going to be live action. And I set that in the universe that we know is Zack Snyder's Justice League universe, or Earth X, or HBO Max verse, whatever you want to call it. That universe that has 1,000 years from the point of the end of the Earth War all the way up to the Legion of Superheroes. And if you started on HBO Max, once you finish the Justice League arc, you don't really have to revisit have all those characters again on that channel. You free them up. If they want to use them again on the big screen, you can do that. But once you've resolved that storyline, you could have other heroes occupy that universe in a much more graphic and violent way. Then you're not gonna be able to do it on there. And Gotham PD, all this stuff that's attached to Master Reeves Batman, that's called an Elseworld, because by design that universe is not going to interact with the other universes, and that's what an Elseworld was a story that was self-contained and that did not have to interact. It can, just like Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come was never meant to be anything out of the 4 issues, but other writers referred to it. Magog, all these characters came from there, and there it was. But you don't have to. The Batman can stay in its own universe. If you wanted to make a Superman universe that was not connected to the extended universe of the core, you could do that. And that's what you market as an Elseworlds. And Elseworlds actually has a logo and everything else. Already been existing for almost 30 years now.
Yeah, I agree. And wouldn't it be cool, like the directors, right? Because it's all about creative, right? Yeah. The directors can choose which universe they want to use. If they want to do exclusively Zack Snyder universe, if they want to do, this universe that Barry's creating in Flash, they can pick and choose which universe they want to use. I don't mind, like, if they don't stop Zack Snyder, I don't mind about the Flash. That universe he's creating, that Batman he's creating, I don't mind it, actually. If that's it's going to happen, it's the stopping of things that I don't like.
It's a non-resolution. The non-resolution leads to lack of credibility.
Yeah, it's like I want everything to open. I can see everything. I'm smart enough to see the difference. I'm seeing the difference now with a CW. I'm seeing the difference in HBO Max, and I'm seeing the difference in movie theaters. We're not that dumb. We can see 5 Supermans. It's fine. We know they're different.
Are we that mature?
Come on. We're not
I
slow
don't
like
think so.
MCU. They have to get everything, you know.
Yeah.
We
By the
kind
way,
of
welcome
cheat
to
on
Tony.
Stewart's.
Welcome to Tony from
Hey,
Canada. It's
Tony.
good to see you, buddy. I saw you pop in the other day, and then you popped right back out. So I was like, oh, darn, Tony's not here.
Yeah, I was in, then I was out. I was like, oh no, can't do it right now.
Oh, you hammered?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the
You know
way,
when the light goes on and you realize, nope, not going to do this right now.
By the way, folks, this is what I get for saying, hey, by the way, guys, we're going to bring it all down, and we'll see you guys next time. Yeah. No, you guys should know better. You guys should know better. Okay, so there's that. Look, I was not surprised at all that it was PG-13. It's what had to be done. It's already got kids' toys and everything out, and that, I mean, that is what it is. The other thing that we talked about a little bit was what else did we talk about? I mean,
the Affleck article.
Well, I get to that. I get to that last. I get to that last because I'm not really talking about what other people are talking about the Affleck article. But we talked about the Cape Crusader. Did you see the updates on that?
I saw a little bit about that.
Yeah,
I wasn't up to snuff on that to begin with. So explain to me what's going on.
Okay, so let me open up the little thing here, and I'll quickly do this recap. I know that we do have people who. What's that?
Previously on Poindexter.
Yeah, right. Like we do the first 2 hours,
last
and then we
episode,
do it again. We do it right again. I gotta find.
I wore the sweater for you, though. Come on, look,
dude, it looks great.
think?
It looks great on you. You got a couple more coming your way. By the way, bud.
I picked them out, right? I picked them.
Yeah, you got a couple more coming.
You were bugging me forever. Like, pick the ones.
I know. So this is the newest information that's coming out. I'll just run through this. This is everything that we know and everything that was originally. So Batman the Cape Crusader, it's a new cartoon. Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams producing. Showrunner is Bruce Timm, the creator of Batman the Animated Series. The head writer is Ed Brubaker, who's the Winter Soldier co-creator. Voice cast is to be announced. We talked about whether or not we thought that maybe he brings back
Kevin Conroy.
But also, what is it going to look like? It's a noir reimaging of Batman's origin and psychology. It's more adult content and violence than Batman the Animated Series. It's got a greater representation and inclusivity amongst characters, which, okay, as long as that's in the story, as long as it makes sense in the story, and we're not, spending every episode, just worrying about who's gay and who's not and who's this color or that color. And we're actually telling good stories. That's all that's all I think most people care about is, are we telling really good stories that, yes, include everybody, that are respectful to everybody. But then also it starts low tech with his gadgets evolving over the course of time. There are no other superheroes. Justice League doesn't exist. It's just Batman.
So this is basically the original. This is what Bob Kane created.
Basically, kind of. New
Batman.
New versions of villains like Joker, Catwoman, and Penguin. It will be on HBO Max and Cartoon Network. Season 1 has 10 episodes, and it releases sometime in 2023.
I like it.
If I were into the animation, this would be great. I just don't put a lot of it. It looks great. It looks, Brubaker, everything about it looks great. I'm just not an animation guy, but if this were a comic, I would be reading it tomorrow. Because
it looks good.
Animation.
Just freeze frame it.
I haven't. By the time animation got real big with DC, I was a grown man and just didn't care about cartoons. I had already moved on to some of the hardcore stuff because I was right when I was opening my store. So I was constantly reading comics. I just never made time for animation. I really didn't start watching HBO or animation until I got HBO Max because it was there, But I would give this a shot. This is, to me, Batman, the original comic for the first 3 or 4 years. People don't realize it was an extremely violent comic for its era. It mirrored what was going on. It was a detective story. It was born of the detective type comics that were going on. There were tons of detective magazines being printed out, and that's what it was. Batman came from one of those detective magazines, literally one of them called Detective Comics. Yeah. So, but he was violent.
He used to gun and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He beat the hell out of people. He crushed people's heads.
He hung a person with his bat plane.
Yeah, he threatened violence and death on people, and these are in the comic books that are being sold to kids. So
He threatened violence on me.
Yeah,
What?
but you got to realize, yeah, what were kids of that era seeing? No, they were seeing guys like Dillinger. They were seeing guys robbing banks and killing people in open warfare on the streets on the front pages. So a comic book was nothing to them. Like, but now we got soft with, you know, and then you had the Adam West version of Batman, and then for so long until '89, nobody could see past that goofy version of
And then the
Batman.
Dark Knight Returns came.
Yeah, even though Dark Knight Returns as far, but for us geeks, but as far as the general public didn't have another vision of Batman until 1989. And to be honest with you, if Frank Miller doesn't do Dark Knight Returns, there is no Batman 1989. Batman was a crappy selling book for most of the 1980s. It was a book. The only reason why they didn't cancel Batman in the 80s because it was Batman. Right? You just were never going to cancel, but you couldn't. I mean, Batman comics in the 80s, they were doing desperate things like the 900 number to kill Jason Todd. All those were just desperate acts to keep the book going.
Nobody liked Jason Todd. Nobody liked him. Like, hey, how do you want to kill him? Press 2 for.
Yeah, I voted to kill him.
3 for.
To kill him.
I paid you $2 to kill him. But
What was your reaction when he came back like 20 years or so later?
Well, hey, it was at that point I was like, fake comic book deaths have become such a norm. It was like, okay, you're back too.
I want my fucking $2 back.
But what happens, like I said, if
1986,
1986 doesn't happen with the Dark Knight Returns, there's no 1989 Batman. And
I mean, if there's no 1989 Batman, no Batman animated series, no Arkham games, none of that.
Yeah, so it's dark. That's why whenever I get the chance to do a video, one of the most important miniseries, one of them besides Kingdom Come and a couple others, is The Dark Knight Returns. It is literally the lineage of almost anything Batman that came from the late 80s up till now comes because they let him do that. And they, you just weren't able to tell those type of Batman stories prior to that. And if you look at it, the blood is all brown because they didn't want him showing red blood. And he had some restrictions, but not many.
For you, Jose.
He broke through. What is he saying?
Sorry,
He said you gotta be kidding me. Enash trying to sleep early, and in comes William. LOL.
Oh, okay. Hey, you could.
No,
He told him to go screw himself. Don't worry, I got your back.
Okay. But this sounds more like the Batman that Bob Kane originated back in the 40s.
Yeah. No, I think that
it even looks like it. If this is what it looks like, you look at the cover of Detective Comics number 27. That's the Batman that's on there. The way those ears are and everything.
Yeah, Cherie is not wrong. Like everybody hated Jason Todd when he was Robin, but my God, if they didn't turn that character around to be the Red Hood, man,
what a difference the story makes, though.
Yeah. Because they wrote him horribly.
Yeah.
Everybody hated Jason Todd. Everybody. You were like, hey, come on, let's kill him.
Well, not only that, the stories were bad, because like I said, a lot of the stories in the 80s for Batman were bad, but it's who he was replacing. He was the immediate predecessor to one of the legendary Batman that was literally a Robin for 40 years before he gave up the mantle. And so that was a strike against him to begin with. And then just the stories weren't that good. I'm sorry, but the writing in the mid 80s for Batman mirrored itself, and it just wasn't good.
Was he in any like big Batman stories like Jason Todd as Robin?
Not very many, because he wasn't around very long.
Yeah.
They created him in '83, I think, and he was dead by the end of '88. And Batman 428.
Yeah, what was it? Episode 404, where he's holding his arms. For what?
Where he died or where he first came out?
Was he around for that long?
When he died, 404?
428.
Oh, 428. Okay.
He was only around for 5 years.
Was he around for that long, though?
Yeah, he was around. But he wasn't in a lot of books, though.
Yeah.
He wasn't in. I mean, you only had 2 Batman books at that time. You had Detective.
Well, because I think for a lot of it, like he was just kind of like supposedly behind the scenes being trained, and you really didn't see a lot of him like actually being trained.
Length of time was 5 years, but actually in the book, he was probably in the book maybe for about 20 to 30% of the stories.
Mhm.
and he wasn't a popular character. You used to read the back of the comics when they used to write in, and you used to mail your feedback in. Nobody liked it, Jason Todd. That's why they knew they could get traction by killing him, right? Even doing that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, he came in. You're not wrong. He came in like right away, stealing the wheels off the Batmobile. So you know,
That's all Batman laughing, pretty much.
I still love it. I got that comic book just in the other room, by the way, and I it's one of my favorite Batman comic books of all time because on the cover there's Jason Todd stealing the wheels off the Batmobile, and Batman's back there like, what the literal F is going on right now?
That book shot up in value, though.
Like, what are you doing? And I love it because it's still, I've said it many times here on the channel, but it's got one of the greatest lines out of any comic book ever because he's like, when Batman comes back, because Batman like does his Crime Alley thing, and he comes back because he's in Crime Alley, you know, for his yearly, you know, thing, and he comes back and he's like, he finds the wheels all missing off the Batmobile, and he just looks and he goes, man, something like, you know, like the stones on somebody to to steal the wheels off the Batmobile, you know, like, but yeah, no, it's great, man. Look, I think this is going to be a cool cartoon. I'm looking forward to the cartoon. I think that it's
more content.
The animation looks great.
Yeah.
If it's this, it looks great. If it's this, it looks great.
Yeah, I think so too.
More
Now
stuff
the
that
last
they can
thing, the
use
last thing that we
for
did
the
talk.
Batgirl movie.
What was that?
More stuff that they can use to bury the Batgirl movie if they don't like it.
Okay. So that being said, so everybody tonight is talking about, oh, you know, the Ben Affleck article. He's in Entertainment Weekly. His buddy Matt Damon interviews him. Matt Damon. He interviews him and talks about he does this interview, like just asking him questions about movies he's been in and his history and blah 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 blah. And they get to they do talk briefly about Justice League, where he basically admits to him, he's like, look, you know, like it was horrible, like we had a horrible time there. You could tell that there's obviously a lot there, you know.
They put us hot dogs every day. It's
well, he doesn't get into all of it, and he even says I don't really want to get into like all the details of it, but you can tell that, like, you know, some of the stuff when it comes to some of the people that we've talked to, Ray Fisher, you know, whatever, that obviously some things, you know, some bad things happen. And he said, though, that he talked to Matt Damon at that time, and Matt Damon actually, you know, had a conversation with him and said, look, man, if you're not enjoying this, if this is ruining you, walk away from it, you know. And there was actually Matt Damon that helped convince him to walk away from being Batman the first time, right? You know, the famous, you know, like, I'm not Batman, you know, like that whole thing on Jimmy Kimmel. But that's not what I wanted to focus on, because I focused on something completely different. And that was what he had to say about movies in general. Because I've said this now for a couple of weeks, and I know that this is not a popular view. And I know that, like, there's there's different directors that are getting like nailed for this and yelled at for this. But and RJ, you know, RJ was in here earlier. I don't know if he left, but I'll read it again because it's a quick read. But RJ was, you know, kind of talking about this, you know, had to do more with Batman stuff. I don't think this has anything to do with Batman. I feel like this is just like where he's at as a director, as a person, as everything. Like after everything he's been through, it was just like, screw it, man. Like, I don't want to be a part of just fluff anymore. And he says here, he says, you know, I won't hedge. He says, because that's always boring. He says, I will say when The Way Back came out, it was released the week that they closed the theaters for the pandemic. Affleck said when asked about his latest film, The Way Back, not doing well in theaters, but being a streaming success. He says, but even before then, I knew this movie about grief and a child dying and alcoholism and recovery is just not going to get adults in the seats, right? He says, there's these amazing things being done on streamers. He says, it's not just some formulaic TV procedural like when we were kids and you could only watch it like my dad on an 11-inch black and white TV. Says Affleck went on to touch on the fact that he believes sooner than later movies and theaters will be reserved almost for more expensive event-based films. He says, if I had to bet, a drama like Argo would not be made theatrically now, Affleck said. That wasn't that long ago. It would be a limited series. I think movies and theaters are going to become more expensive, eventized. They're mostly going to be for younger people and mostly about, hey, I'm so into the Marvel universe. I can't wait to see what happens next. And there'll be 40 movies a year theatrically, probably all IP, sequel, or animated. The comments, they talk about how the comments echo, Ridley Scott talking about, The Last Duel, which Affleck is in, about how it didn't do very well. But, he basically just says, he just said that the audience members, just don't ever want to be taught anything. People just don't have this high tolerance right now for, anything that's not cool explosions. Show me the most amazing thing ever, that you can show me. But I really think that it's interesting because Affleck goes on to say, The Last Duel really clinched it for me. I've had bad movies that didn't work and I didn't blink. I know why people didn't go because they weren't good, but I liked what we did, meaning The Last Duel. I liked what we had to say. I'm really proud of it. I was really confused. And then to see that it did well on streaming, I thought, well, there you go. That's where the audience is. So my concern is this. Yeah, but my concern is this, man. Like, if he's talking about it being like events and stuff like that, because if you only do like 40 movies a year, right? Here's the problem. And I just said this before you came in, man. Here's the problem with that. Theaters aren't going to be able to survive on 40 movies a year, even if they are all tentpole movies or whatever. So you're going to have to raise the price of films like crazy, and it's going to be more like going to a concert. Yeah, RJ, I was literally getting ready to hit the button, and William popped in, and then Tony popped in.
It's my fault.
It's all William's fault. It's all William's fault.
Sorry.
So we're just recapping. So we're doing show number 2. So RJ, if you're still out there playing Minecraft, you can get
Late Night Crew came in. Woohoo!
What he's saying is just mathematical reality. There is just no way around it. But there is ways that the movie theaters can still make money. And that is by, even though streaming will be the focal point of the financial structure, you can still have the theaters as a part of that, because having it in the theaters in some cases adds value to what you're adding back to your streaming platform. So you can make movies.
It's an event already. Me and my friend went to the theater, and for 2 of us, I paid for both tickets, and we went in the D-bag seats or whatever the hell they call them, the D-mat. The ones that move, okay? I call them the D-bag seats, but I paid $52 for 2 of us. And that's before we had popcorn and anything. That was just
I would not do that. I would not pay that much. I would literally not pay that much. The theater, there is a theater near me that has pretty, I think it's like, it's somewhere between $13 and $15 for an evening show, I think. And that's fine. Now that's like, super state of the art. They charge more for IMAX, that's there. But here's the thing. Now they don't have those stupid seats, those cushy seats and all that stuff. Like, I don't like those, to be honest with you, just because I don't want to fall asleep at the movie theater. Like, if I get too comfy, I'm just going to fall right asleep, and I'm just not going to be good.
Oh, that's what happened to me with watching Civil War.
Yeah, and look, I'm not spending that much money to go take a nap, right? But the thing is, like, the theater around from me, man, I think like an evening show is like $8 or $9 or whatever, $7.50 or something like that. And look, I'm fine with that. But I wouldn't pay $25 to go see a movie. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it.
You know what? No. But I'm in the same. Like, I'm in the boat with you. Where
that's
I'm
Canadian,
like,
right? That's Canadian money. So
that's
really,
Canadian.
it's about $2.50.
It's like $6 American, I guess.
About $2.50.
Yeah.
What is that? $6.50. $6.50. Is that what it is? $6.50.
We just call it $6.50.
Do you actually say the 50 first, or do you go $6.50?
No, it's just $6.50.
You live in the Canadian hood. Thus the hoodies, right? Yeah.
All right. No, wait. It's a nerd hoodie. I can't even do it with a nerd hoodie. You just don't look hard with a nerd hoodie on. It's like, hey, I put my hood up, and then it says Poindexter's Lounge.
I think the theaters will survive, though. There's got to be creative, and there just has to be better deals struck between the studios, because it is somewhat of a symbiotic relationship. It's just the leverage would be with the streaming, but there are going to be things of value that, like I said, will increase the value of the product overall if they are in theaters first or in theaters first or for exclusive windows. Now, where you're going to see the changes is certain things that have their box office determined by knucklehead critics and critical success and all that. That stuff will go better on streaming because you don't have to deal with the critics affecting your return. It's on there. You can watch it because when you hear a critic, you're basically, should I spend my money? That's what device you're getting from a critic. Should I make the investment of the gas and the money and the popcorn to go see this movie? That's where a critic comes in. But when it's on streaming, you eliminate that.
I love Cherie. Cherie's got jokes tonight, man. Cherie's on fire.
Speak
She's like,
with a Canadian
that's not
accent.
the
That's
seats,
my favorite one.
Cryptocor. She goes, that's not the seats. That's just Civil War.
I know, right?
Well, I love Civil War.
Cherie's coming hot tonight. She's like, that's like 10 cents. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cherie's awesome.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic. I hated Civil War.
Well, look. I think the theaters are gonna have to start thinking with their heads. All three of them.
Hidden Adult Jokes Part 5.
What kind of costume you gonna get? Well, I'm gonna get something that makes me look tall. How about another head? Another one? What do I need 3 of them for?
So amazing. So amazing.
And people are mad at me, yet the Flintstones had that joke in it.
That is so good. I didn't even realize that is that good. Yeah, that's so good.
The Flintstones were smoking cigarettes, man, and telling penis jokes back then, man.
So good.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Ben Affleck was 100% right. He's right. But that doesn't mean it's it.
No, I agree, and that's the thing is, man. I'm concerned about that because I really feel that we're getting to the point where, look, I love comic book movies. I love comic book movies, man. I love that genre. I love some fun stuff, man. I love the nerd stuff, obviously, right? I love all that stuff. But at the same time, I don't want every movie that comes out. I before you guys came in, I shared the idea that at our church we're going to do once a month. We're going to do like a movie day. We're going to do something fun at the end of the month or whatever, And so this month, Tiffany is speaking the last Sunday of the month, and then after that, we're telling everybody you can bring your pajamas, you can do whatever you want to do. We got a guy who owns his own confectionery, Todd, and Todd is bringing in popcorn, chocolate covered popcorn and everything for everybody. And it's gonna be this big thing. We're gonna watch a movie because we're gonna put it up on the screen, right? And it's perfect for that. So we're gonna black out all the windows. We're gonna do all that. And I'm like, what movie do you guys want to watch? And I'm thinking somebody's gonna say a Marvel movie or Star Wars, right? I even suggested Indiana Jones, something like that. And the movie, after some discussion, somehow I don't even remember how we got there.
Harry Potter.
No, somebody, dude, literally. We're watching 12 Angry Men.
What?
Which is awesome. It's
that
awesome.
Is so freaking awesome, though. That is
right. That's what I'm saying, dude. It blew me away.
That is the movie that they fucking agreed on.
Yes.
What version? The remake?
The original. No, the original. The original, dude.
12 Angry Men.
I don't know how it happened. But it happened because they started talking and somebody said, don't you like 12 Angry Men? And I'm like, yeah, I love it. It's a great movie. And somebody
What's the average age of these people? What's the average age?
Well, they're about 30 to 35.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Be like, 35. Hey, Enosh, let's get 10 guys together and watch The Presidio. And you're like, what? I love that movie, but why?
I'm just saying, I was men, women, all of it, because somebody goes, I've always wanted to watch 12 Angry Men and I've never seen it, and so I'm like,
great movie.
We saw that.
All right, we're gonna watch 12 Angry Men because I love 12 Angry Men, man. I love that film. Yeah. So, it's just
I like 8 Men Out more, but
what's that? What'd you say?
I like 8 Men Out more. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm a baseball fan.
Yeah. Hey, I used to it was funny, man. It was funny. Back in my old band days, when I first started playing in a band, we do all these shows locally with all these different band stuff. And there's good guys. There was a band called 12 Angry Men, which I thought was really cool. And then there's also a band called Hyperbole. They didn't know how to pronounce hyperbole.
Oh,
It was the greatest thing ever. I swear to you. One day we were backstage and the promoter thought that they were making a joke on purpose. And I'm standing there and we're all talking like in this hallway, and the promoter is standing there and says, I think it's really funny that you guys call the band Hyperbole, like instead of hyperbole. And the guy goes, "What do you mean?" And he says, "Well, it's spelled hyperbole." And he's like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Well, why did you call the band Hyperbole?" And they're like, "Oh, well, this," he starts talking about explaining that they figured out what a hyperbole was, and they thought it was pronounced hyperbole. So the band, and they were a good band. They were a decent band. They were young kids. I mean, but they were called Hyperbole.
Yep, they were
hyperbole, spelled hyperbole.
They probably didn't go to school that much, right? Because they were in the band.
Spelled hyperbole, but pronounced hyperbole. So there you go.
Hey man, some band people are smart. Come on now. We'll look at the guy from Rage Against the Machine.
Heck yeah, man.
There you go.
We were always a smart band, but I went to school. Like I had, but it was just funny. It was funny because we all literally sat there like, oh, you mean like a hyperbole?
That's hilarious.
Monkey Jeebus here says 12 Angry Men and not Back to the Future is blasphemy.
How many times did you see that movie though?
Back to the Future, dude.
You know what? Thousands of times. I've seen it probably thousands of times.
I gotta say, man, I will never watch Back to the Future 3 the same way again because my grandma, it just popped up in our at Christmas time on Facebook. I had my grandma over here a couple of years ago, and we watched the entire Back to the Future trilogy with her over the space of a few months because she didn't always get to come over and stuff, but she spent the night a couple times, and she watched the first one, really liked it. She liked the second one, but she liked the third one most of all. The old
really?
Yeah, she loved the third one, man. But dude, I have the video of her, dude. She's watching. My grandma was so cute. She's watching it, and she gets to the train scene, at the end and stuff, and all the drama and everything. Like, are they going to get off the train in time? Is it going to get up to 88 miles an hour? All that stuff. And my grandma, my sweet grandma, is sitting there, like, literally praying to Jesus, like that they they're successful. He was like, "Oh, Jesus, help them! Oh, Jesus, help them!" And stuff. And I mean, she's just. And then it was funny because, like, the DeLorean makes it back. It's on the train tracks, and then the train goes through it. And my grandma goes, "Well, he ain't. I hope he's home now because he ain't getting anywhere now." And I'll tell you what, man. Like, now that I know that that's gonna pop up every year on Facebook on Christmas because we watch that, I just yeah, man.
Those Facebook memories.
The memory you're not gonna lose, dude. That's the best part about social media now. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm so grateful for the first 30 years of my life. Nobody knew what I actually did. There's no pictures, there's no videos. There might be a VHS tape somewhere out there, but I'm happy about that. I'm really good with that. Now,
you know what? Just because I got this drop, I'll never delete this drop. But just because I just want to see her.
Welcome to the Point Dexter Lounge. I'm Enosh's grandma, and I say yes, release the Snyder Cut.
That's right. Even grandma knows. Congratulations, Zach.
And you know what?
That's awesome.
You ever have to delete that. That's amazing. I wish I had that. My grandmother was far dead before I ever had any of this, man. I wish I had it.
Her last name was Rogers, but it was Fee when I was first born. That was her maiden name was Rogers. She ended up going back to Rogers, Betty Rogers, but she was Betty Fee for the longest time. So
I'm so happy you have this though, man.
Yeah, man. I miss her so much.
We're not even that. We're so close in age, and I don't have any of it. So hey, be happy that you got it this long.
Every change that I make at her church right now, like taking pictures off the wall that have been on there for 40 years. Like so many pictures that like they literally have. It's a white wall, and like there's like a where like the pitch, it looks like a square now, like where the picture was because it's been on the wall for so long. We got to repaint the entire thing. But it's so funny, man. Like, when I put in brand new chairs and stuff, and took out the old pews, the whole these hard, wood pews.
So
and take all these pictures off the wall and everything, and like redid everything, and it's just funny. I could just see her going, Yash, what are you doing in my place? But
it's your place now, yeah.
Yeah, and I know she understands, and I know that she is she's just laughing at me because she told me for years that I was going to take over that place, but you know what? And I kept saying nope, not going to happen, Grandma, not going to happen. And here I am. But I know I'm in the right place.
All of a sudden, you don't have a job, and all of a sudden something happens, and the next thing you know,
I inherit the whole thing.
I don't believe in this stuff, but miracles happen for certain people, I guess, right?
I'm telling you, Tony. It ain't no coincidence, man. I tell you what, I dude, if this had been last year at this time, I would not be there. I would not be there. There would be nothing that would have pulled me away from doing what I was doing because, dude, I was at a church that had 1,500 to 1,700 people. Like I was, like my biggest worries were.
You told me that. You were like, no. She asked me, and I was like, no.
Yeah. My biggest worries were like, lighting and sound equipment and, like live streaming production. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff, man. And like, how good the band was.
Well, you got the band back together. And,
yeah, man. Stuff happened. Yeah. Stuff happened though this year, and like you said, literally the second week of October, man, I found myself without a job, without a place to be for the first time in years, and literally then the 1st of November she passed, so I was in a position to literally.
And maybe your grandmother was like, you know what, I need to do better for my boy, and
here I am now. Here I am now, man, on in the inner city, and we're making a place, man. And so I've had a couple people give me a hard time, on the channel or whatever. They're like, "Why are you showing this stuff? Like, are you gonna make it a religious channel?" No. We talk about nerd
that's
stuff.
Why you got the other channel. Is that why you have the other channel?
Yeah, that's the thing is that I'm transitioning, right? So it's like I know that there are people who watch Poindexter Lounge don't know yet about the other channel, and so like we're transitioning it over, like sure, eventually
I'm not going to the religious channel.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, eventually it'll be all over there. Eventually it'll be all over there. But the thing is like, we're not changing the channel to be a religious channel just because, look, this is just all because it's me. You're going to get part of me in everything that I do, right? And this is part of me. And so look, on a Sunday morning, if you're not into that, you don't have to watch it. Stay tuned for Sunday night when we do 2 cents on nonsense, right? And talk about something, or if you don't like that kind of programming, stay for when we do a movie talk night, or whatever. Like there's something for everybody here, and so nobody's forcing anybody to watch anything that they don't want to watch. We're just look. Sometimes you're just going to get me personally. Like I do the nerd encouragement videos, where I just talk about something and just try to encourage people,
Maybe, what? Maybe what it is people didn't realize that you were a pastor.
Well, no, they did. The person who gave me
a lot of people didn't know. A lot of people didn't know.
Yeah,
so they were like,
the person who did. The person who said it did, and they were just kind of they're a non-believer, and that's fine, dude. Tony, you're not a believer, and you and I are totally cool with each other. You know what I mean? Like I'm not this person that's you have to believe like me. I know people like to like.
And I don't. It doesn't matter.
I know it's so funny. People try to put. I think people try because they know people are like that about different things in their life, like people try to put a lot of that stuff on me, right? So it's like if it's not my faith, in God or whatever, then it's my faith, it's my faith or my love for Snyder stuff, right? Or like other stuff, like it's like, oh, Enosh is like all or nothing. It's just like, you know what? No, that ain't
That's my
me,
favorite
man.
one.
Yeah, it's just like I like stuff, and you're gonna get part of that in me. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get a part of me in that. But but you don't have to like it. It's like Crazy Joe's in here like all the time, man. And Crazy Joe absolutely hates the Snyder cut. But I love Crazy Joe because he's a fun guy, and and he's
a lot of fun, boy.
He's a lot of fun. He's got some horrible takes on stuff.
Last night,
I like you too. I like everybody that's in here right now, so it's fine. It's like I don't care. Y'all got opinions about stuff. Let's have a good time.
I like this guy.
It's like you've always said ever since I've been here for now, I guess it's like going on a few years, I guess, Enosh, is you've always put an inclusive place for everybody. And you've always said that from the beginning, that this is a place for nerds. No matter what you like, no matter what you hate, this is just a place for nerds to come and talk about your shit. Like,
Right.
That's it. Come talk about what makes you happy or what makes you sad. You know what? If you don't like Michael Keaton as Batman, you don't like Michael Keaton as Batman. I don't like Ben Affleck as Batman. These guys all do it. You know, this is it. Enjoy it. We're all here to have a great time and be together. For people, I don't know. Sometimes I hate people who just like think that we're all talking about one stream or another.
I know.
When we're not.
I know. Look, you know what the thing is we're having a lot more fun than this lady.
Later today, Flossie's family is going to be coming out here to throw you a big birthday party. Are you excited for your party?
Not one bit.
What would you would rather be taking a nap, huh?
I just want to die.
What's up, Caden? What's up, Caden? H Bart's here with a $2 super chat. Thank you, H Bart's. We appreciate you. Says Rebo of Steel. Yes, bring back the Rebo verse.
What? Why wasn't I told? But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
That's for you, buddy. That's for you. I don't even know what this drop is. I got a couple of drops here that I haven't named. So like usually they all have a name so I can find them, but I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna play this one. 50-50 chance of what it is.
I just watched this dollar store knockoff of Harry Potter, The Mystical Adventures of Billy Owens, and it's so bad.
I trust that you're finding everything you need.
It's a magic wand. How much?
Well, normally that would be $15, but we have a 30% discount today, and I took my 15 there and my 30% birthday discount. And
This movie has everything from questionably animated dragons to insane wizard battles where you can see papers hitting a green screen.
Your soul was lost in the river!
Hope shall be. And while Harry Potter must ultimately face Lord Voldemort, Billy Owens must overcome his fear of the number 11.
Today, Billy just didn't feel like himself. Billy was born on November 11th. So maybe turning 11 on the 11th day of the 11th month was just too many 11s for anyone to handle.
My grandma passed on the 11th, by the way, of the 11th month. So that's why I kept this. I remember now. Okay. So
we should have.
I was like, what are we watching?
There you go. There you go. I don't know. I forgot today. Well, it's great too. Roddy Piper there, as the guy in the in the store there. So.
Oh wow, that was a real movie.
Yeah. That dude goes to like Dollar General, like dollar stores or whatever, and picks out like these like, you know, he had one. It still makes me laugh. It's a Christian movie, but it's a cartoon, and instead of Finding Nemo, it's Finding Jesus. And all the fish are apparently Christians. Yes, Paul, that was Roddy Piper. Yes, absolutely.
Where do they? Is Jesus under the sea?
I'm not really sure. I haven't watched it. I just know that apparently all these fish are Christians, and somebody brought up though, like shouldn't fish be upset at Jesus because like all of Jesus? Well,
they're all tattooed with
he killed his great grandparents. You know?
Well, no, Jesus. I mean, Jesus had a lot of fishermen followers. So.
And you know what? He literally caught one that could turn it into 7. So. Where do you think those other 6 came from?
Where that fish and bread from when he did that miracle come from?
Exactly.
All of them. He killed it.
That's what I'm saying. It's
just saying.
It's not like they all came out of the river.
Oh, that's funny.
There you go. Well, hey guys, it is 3 a.m. I think I'm gonna go watch Book of Boba Fett. I don't think I'm gonna do a watch party. I'm just gonna watch it. But
today is episode 3.
Episode 3, baby. I'm loving it so far. I know there's people like hating on it and talking bad about it.
I
and
like
everything.
it.
They didn't like the first one, because which I thought the first one was exactly what it was supposed to be.
I'm one of those people who did not like the first one.
I thought it was exactly. It had absolutely the opening,
especially for a 30-minute episode. That was my biggest problem. If you're going to tell that type of story, I need at least 54 minutes. Give me a little bit more.
Well,
more
look, it was
it.
introduction, but then last week there was people
fills up with longer episodes. Damn it! But
dude,
yeah,
last week wasn't a longer episode, but people are all pissed off because it was all about the sand people and all that stuff. And then the fact that the main sand person is actually played by a woman. Now these people are all pissed off that it's like, oh, the sand person is more the focus than Boba Fett. Like, give it freaking time. It's called a story. It develops, folks.
It's awesome. It's freaking awesome. I hope he has babies with her. Okay? Hope he has babies with her and they're little sand people and there's a whole other story. Here we go.
If they
show I hope they fall in love and we get to see her face and it's some sort of weird ass deformed shit.
I do want them to.
What do the sand people look like? I want to know.
Me too. That's what I've been wondering.
Me too. I want to see.
Look human.
Is there going to be there's going to be a Boba Fett love scene with the woman sand person?
Yeah, I want to see that shit.
You know who I hope shows up? You know who I hope shows up and like deprograms all of her programming out of the Millennium Falcon and comes back? Dun 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 dun. No.
And she has like a horrible hey, why are you touching normal girls?
Right?
No.
has a three-way with the robot and a Tusken.
Okay, hey, go to bed. I'll get out of here. I'll get out of here.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, guys.
Love you.
Thank you all for being here. Thanks everybody for coming by and stopping by the lounge. We love you all. We appreciate all of you guys. I already started to do this outro like a while back, like almost an hour ago, and we got some more out of it, Axel. There you go. We got some more out of it. So there you go. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow with another program with another bunch of fun. And so come back for that. All right. But in the meantime, make sure that you don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter, but don't tell anybody that their fandom and the thing that they love doesn't matter. But seek to have good conversations, seek to learn from each other. And most importantly, treat everybody with respect. And if you do that, there'll always be a place for you here.
For you guys.
Here in the Poindexter Lounge. Until next time, stay nerdy. Bye-bye.